Game features the visiting Thornhill Reds and your 2022 Barrie Baycats. Here are your starting lineups for the visiting Thornhill Reds. Batting first, center field, number 8, Travis Batts. Batting second, shortstop, number 10, Arkins Paz. Batting third, left field, number 12, Jonas Press. Batting fourth, catcher, number 7, Chris Fielding. Batting third base, number 6, Patrick Orr. Batting seventh, designated hitter, number 28, Sean Sahi. Batting eighth, right field, number 23, Mitchell Sadowski. Batting ninth, number 44, second base, Daniel Marin Jr. And your pitcher, number 16, Danny Garcia. The umpires for today's game, Scott Costello and Ryan Jackson. Now the starting lineup for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first, center field, number 15, Jake Wilson. Batting second, number 14, second base, Royce Ando. Batting third, first base, number 27, Ryan Rio. Batting fourth, number 8, designated hitter, Branfy Infante. Batting fifth, shortstop, number 3, Carson Burns. Batting sixth, right field, number 34, James Anderson. Batting seventh, number 17, third base, Brandon Coley. Batting eighth, number 44, your catcher, Tyler Plumpton. Batting ninth, left field, number 38, Brandon Hiller. And your pitcher, number 46, Evan Souls. Now please stand if you're able, remove your caps, and welcome singer and entertainer from Midland, Ontario, Thomas, to sing the Canadian anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, oh, patriot love in all of us command. With his glowing heart we see the right, the true north long and free. From star and white, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Good afternoon and a very happy Saturday to one and all. Welcome to the newly renamed Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater. Today, preseason baseball as the Intercounty Baseball League's Barrie Baycats take the field for the first time in 2022 in this exhibition matchup against the AAA senior Thornhill Reds. Hello again, everyone. I'm Ben Davey, and we are back for another exciting season of baseball here on Baycats TV. Today, it is hot. There may be a few sunburns before we officially open the season on Thursday night, but this afternoon, a warm-up for what should be an exciting season of baseball for both of these clubs. And a very special welcome to our Thornhill viewers today. Some here at the ballpark enjoying the action live with us, others at home watching on YouTube. We are delighted to have this opportunity to spotlight the Thornhill Reds as Barrie's opponent here today. Josh Matlow, a former Thornhillian himself, as field manager of the Baycats, returns in his second season as field manager and GM here in Barrie, adds team president to his title this year as well. Led the club to a 14-16 record last year and a first-round playoff series win over the Welland Jackfish before the Baycats inevitably fell to Toronto in round 2 of the 2021 playoffs. So some unfinished business and some work to be done as this determined Baycat club takes the field here in the 2022 season. The Reds are managed by Nolan Revin, Matlow's former manager when he played for Thornhill. Both of them will join us here in the booth as today's ball game unfolds. Evan Souls takes the hill for the Baycats this afternoon. We'll tell you more about him in a moment. First, the lineup for Thornhill. Kravis Betts in center field, batting first. Shortstop, hitting second is Arhenis Paz. In left field, Jonas Press. Chris Fielding, the catcher, bats cleanup. Patrick Orr is at third, batting fifth. Sean Sahi, the DH, bats sixth. Mitchell Sadovsky in right field, batting seventh. Maxwell Deeks at first base hits eighth. And Daniel Moran, second baseman, batting ninth for the Reds.
Number 8, Kravis Betts.
Kravis bats. Left-handed hitter steps in here to face Evan Souls on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Souls with the leg kick and the wind, and the first pitch is inside a ball. We're underway here at Vintage Throne Stadium on a 27-degree day, 31 with a humidex, a beautiful sun-filled sky. Feels more like a July or August afternoon than a preseason game here in May. This weather has just been gorgeous. 4:10, the time of today's first pitch. Our home plate umpire, Scott Costello, a familiar name behind home plate, calling the balls and strikes today. And just one base ump today, and that is Ryan Jackson behind the bag at first. And he will shift accordingly as the play warrants. The count is 2 balls and a strike to Kravis Bats. Souls last year made 9 appearances for the Baycats, made just 1 start as he falls behind the Bats here, 3-1. 15 innings of work for the right-hander. Souls with a 3-1 pitch, and he gets the outside part of the plate. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on the way, and it's a called strike 3. Souls mows him down, and there's 1 away here on the top of the first. Bats frozen with a fastball, and now Arhenis Paz, the shortstop, will bat for the Thornhill Reds. Souls had 12 strikeouts last year, 13 walks, and 15 innings of work. No record, but a sparkling 2.40 earned run average, and really one of Josh Matlow's key go-to guys as a right-hander out of that bullpen last year for the Baycats. Logged some key innings in key situations for Barrie last year. Misses with the pitch. I believe the count is 2-0. Jonas Press, the left fielder, on deck. Batting third for Nolan Revin and the Thornhill Reds. Pitch from Souls on the way. Changes speeds, gets the outside part. And it's a called strike. Here's the pitch from Souls, and that one is hit on the ground hard, foul down the right field line over near the Barrie bullpen, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way from Souls. Here it is. Change up high. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Arhenis Paz. Checked his swing, and they appeal at first. He did not go. And it's a walk for Arhenis Paz, and the Reds get a runner aboard with 1 out here on the top of the first inning. Defense for the Baycats, left to right in the outfield. It's Brandon Hillier in left field today. Jake Wilson in center, and James Anderson in right. Around the infield at third, Brendan Cawley. Carson Burns at shortstop. Roy Sando at second. Ryan Rio in his familiar spot at first base. And Tyler Plumpton is catching Evan Souls. And this one hits a left field, and it's a fair ball, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Off the base of the fence, over to pick it up is Hillier. And in with a double is Jonas Prez. Argenis Paz holds at third, and 2 runners in scoring position now with 1 out in the top of the first for Thornhill. Oh, nice hard hit ball there by Prez as he was able to take that one down the left field side. And it puts 2 in scoring position for the cleanup man, catcher Chris Fielding. So Souls looking to work out of a 1-out jam here in the first inning. Looks in to get the sign from Plumpton. Comes set. And the first offering to Fielding is on the way. Takes a pitch low and in the dirt. And outside. 1-0 to Fielding. Reds manager Nolan Revin will join us up here in the broadcast booth in the bottom of the second inning. We'll get a chance to talk to him. And one blocked by Plumpton. Runners stay put. And Souls behind in the count here. 2 balls, no strikes. Paz at third. Got it going here with a walk, and then Press with a double. And now the pitch to Fielding. And that's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike now to the cleanup hitting catcher. Souls working quickly now with 2-1 on the way. Here it is. Curveball misses low, blocked by Plumpton. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Souls gets the sign. Plumpton set. 3-1 on the way. And that misses ball 4, and it loads him up for Patrick Orr. So 2 walks in the inning, 1 to Paz, 1 to Fielding. With the Press double at second base still, they are loaded up with 1 out for Patrick Orr, the third baseman.
Off the bat, number 6, Patrick Orr.
Souls in his second season with the Baycats. He's 19 years old, native of Stayner, Ontario. 6'1", 195 pounds. Right-hander looks in, nowhere to put Patrick Orr here with the bases loaded, 1 out here on the top of the first inning. The pitch, called strike. And it's 0-2 to Patrick Orr. Sean Sahi, the designated hitter, is on deck. Souls comes set. And the 0-2 pitch. And that one is hit over the head of the second baseman, Roy Sando. It's into right field. 2 runs are going to score. And the Reds are on the board first. It's 2-0 Thornhill. Paz scores, Press right behind him. 2 RBIs for Patrick Orr, and there's runners at first and second with 1 out here on the top of the first inning.
Up to that, number 28, Sean Sahi.
So a great start to this ball game for the Thornhill Reds. I was talking to manager Nolan Revin before the game, and he told me these guys are psyched up for this game. They are pumped. They came up here to win, and they're off to a great start here as Souls misses way high on that one. And he's behind Sean Sahi early in the count here. So a walk to Paz, a double by Press, and then a walk to Fielding. Loaded them up for that 2 RBI single by Patrick Orr. A 2-0 Thornhill lead as that one's fouled back to the screen. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a right-hander throwing in the Baycat bullpen already. And it looks like that might be Juan Benitez, number 30 for the Baycats, who was originally written in as the starter for today's game. Last minute change put Soul on the hill for the first inning. You should see Benitez at one point. That one's right into the glove of Ryan Rio. Didn't have enough time to get back to the bag, but the runners stay put and there's 2 out in the inning. So Sahi with the line out to first, and it brings Mitchell Sadovsky to the plate. Sadovsky, the right fielder, looking to add to this 2-0 Reds lead here in the top of the first inning. First offering from Souls, and it's a curveball low. Maxwell Deeks and Daniel Meron hopeful for at-bats here in this first inning. Pitch from Souls, swing and a miss as he came back with a high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sadovsky. Fielding at second or at first. 2 out, top of the first. Pitch from Souls. Catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Big pitch here coming up from Evan Souls. Comes set. Here's the pitch on the way. Just missed. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two 2-0 Thornhill, top of the first inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Souls takes a breath, a leg kick, and the delivery. Called strike 3. So that gets the Baycats off the field at the top of the first, but not before they surrender the game's first 2 runs as Thornhill strikes early, and it's 2-0 Reds after a half an inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater. You're watching Baycats Baseball on Baycats TV. We're at Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater with the Reds striking early. It's 2-0 Thornhill in this exhibition matchup between the Barrie Baycats and the Thornhill Reds on this Saturday afternoon. Jake Wilson will lead it off for the Baycats, center fielder. And Barrie native, a big part of last year's 2021 club. And he'll lead it off here against Reds pitcher Danny Garcia. Misses high and away with first offering, ball one. Wilson with a terrific season last year at the plate, hitting .362 for the Baycats, knocked in 17 runs to go along with 4 homers. And he hits this one up the middle, and it's out of the reach of a diving second baseman, Daniel Moran. Into center field for a base hit, and the Baycats get their leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the first inning.
Up to bat, number 14, Royce Endo.
Let's give you the defense for the Reds. The outfield, Jonas Press in left, Kravis Batts in center, and Mitchell Sadovsky in right field. Patrick Orr at third, Argenis Paz at shortstop, Daniel Moran at second, and Maxwell Deeks at first. Danny Garcia on the mound, Chris Fielding behind home plate as the catcher for the Reds. And this one hit high to right field. And over is Sadovsky running down near the line. Can't get there in time. It drops foul. So a long, high foul ball and a strike to Roy Sando, the second baseman. On deck is Ryan Rio, the first baseman, and then Brantfee and Foddy on the cleanup spot tonight, DHing. Carson Burns is at short, James Anderson in right, Brendan Colley at third, Brandon Hillier in left field, and Tyler Plumpton batting ninth and catching. The one on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Jake Wilson aboard with a leadoff single. And Garcia will work from the stretch here with one on and nobody out. Curveball misses, and it's 1-1. Roy Sando expected to play a much larger role with the Baycats this season. Saw action in just 4 games last year. As the runner goes, it's a called strike, and in without a throw is Wilson. Stolen base to get himself to scoring position as he heads into second uncontested. Ando hit .143 last year in the 4 games that he did play, and again, as mentioned, just 14 at-bats. So he's hoping a greater role will give him more opportunities to contribute, both at the plate and defensively. This one's hit to right field, and it'll get by the right fielder, Mitchell Sadovsky, who misplayed that ball. Ends up going all the way back to the wall to pick it up. Wilson is going to come in and score easily. The throw into second, not in time. And it's an RBI double for Roy Sando. And just like that, it's a 2-1 ball game.
Up to bat, number 27, Ryan Rio.
Sadovsky, I'm sure, would love to have that one back. That flare ended up well to his left. Just didn't take a good route to that ball and ended up scooting past him and getting all the way to the fence. Plenty of time for the speedy Jake Wilson, who was at second already. And he gets the Baycats' first run of the afternoon. So it's 2-1 Reds. Still nobody out here as Rio will bat with 1 on and nobody out. And the bottom of the first, swing and a miss. Rio was the Baycats' leading hitter last season with a .412 average through 23 games, which is just magnificent. A stellar season for the Baycat first baseman and DH. 26 RBIs and 2 home runs. He really got it done at the plate for Barrie last season. Both Rio and Cowan hit the 400 mark last year for Barrie to lead the team offensively. 1-1 the count to him here with a runner at second base. Garcia checks the runner. Here's the pitch. And that one's low and away. Ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike. DH Brantfee and Foddy is on deck. Reds 2, Baycats 1. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Garcia misses on the 2-1, and it's 3-1 to Ryan Rio. Middle infield, double play depth, but shifted around slightly to the right with Rio, the left-hander, at the plate. The pitch from Garcia. On the ground to second base. That's right at Daniel Marin. He's got 1 play. It's at first in time for the out. Ando gets to third, so the runner advances. And there's one out for Branfi Infante. Rio retired 4-3 on the ground out.
Number 8, Branfi Infante.
Infante a DH this afternoon, but certainly a versatile guy defensively. He can play any one of a number of positions for Josh Matlow. Primarily an infielder. But you can pretty much slot him into the lineup anywhere where needed defensively. Curveball starts him off with a strike. Just one out here in the bottom of the first. Barrie trailing 2-1, but a runner at third. Pitch to Infante. Curveball gets over, and it's a strike, 0-2. Infante hit .325 last year, played 11 games for the Baycats, 2 homers, knocked in 9. Garcia ahead of him here, no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that one fouled out of play. Back to the screen, and the count holds, no balls and 2 strikes. Notice a lot of familiar names on this Baycat roster this season. Good group of players re-signed for the 2022 campaign. Infante, a Dominican native, born in Santo Domingo. Righty-righty matchup here with a count 0-2. That one tight. Brushing him off the plate, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Infante. Just one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Baycats with the tying run, 90 feet away here, trailing 2-1. Garcia gets the sign, the leg kick. Here's the 1-2, and that's in the dirt low. Scooped by Fielding, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infante, 35 years old, one of the veterans on this club. Held his swing, and the ball is outside. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jake Wilson started this bottom of the first inning with a single, stole a base and scored on a double by Royce Ando. He's at third now with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Pitch from Garcia, hit on the ground, foul. Third base coach Andrew White on that one, and it's 3-2 to DH Branfi Infante. Fielding puts down the sign. Garcia comes set. Payoff pitch on the way. Change up, swing and a miss by Infante. Out just a little bit early on that one, and he whiffs on it. And the first strikeout of the afternoon for Danny Garcia.
Up to bat, number 3, Carson Burns.
Shortstop Carson Burns comes to the plate now for the first time. Burns hits this one high, right field, and it's caught by Mitchell Sadovsky. Took a couple of steps over to his right, makes the catch, and that will do it for Barrie in the bottom of the first inning. But they score a run to get on the board on a couple of hits, and they strand a runner at third through 1 inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's the Reds 2, the Baycats 1. You're watching Baycats TV. To the second inning we go here at Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater. The Thornhill Reds in town for this preseason matchup against the IBL hometown Barrie Baycats, and it's 2-1 Thornhill. Early on here, after one inning of play, Maxwell Deeks, Daniel Moran, and Kravis Bats due up for the Reds. And a pitching change for the Baycats as ace starter Juan Benitez comes on in a relief role here in the second, taking the ball from Evan Souls, who started today's ball game, and he starts off Deeks with a called strike. Benitez, as mentioned, the ace of the Baycat rotation last season, working 10 games, all of them starts. And he scoops this one up and makes the easy throw to first, one away. A bit of an unfamiliar role here for Benitez coming in from the bullpen, but again, this is just a preseason game, a chance for all of these guys to kind of get the kinks out and get ready for the big home opener here on Thursday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Daniel Moran, the second baseman, a number 9 hitter for the Reds to bat here with nobody out. Pitch from Benitez, called strike. Benitez with a sparkling 5-2 record last season. That included a complete game. And a 3.04 earned run average to anchor the Baycats starting rotation. Here's the pitch from Benitez. And this one hit to shallow right field. That's going to drop for a hit in front of James Anderson. He picks it up, and the number 9 hitter gets aboard for the Reds here in the top of the second inning. So 1 on and 1 out, and we're back to the top of the order for Kravis Bats, the center fielder. Benitez, a tall 6'6", here from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, as he counts as one of the Baycat import players on the roster, and Benitez in his second full season here with the Baycats. .31 years old. Bats unable to check his swing on that one, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Bats struck out looking to open the ball game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Bats this afternoon, and down he goes. 2 away for Argenis Paz, the shortstop.
Up to bat, number 10, Argenis Paz.
Paz scored the game's first run in the top of the first, walked, and came around to score on a 2 RBI single by Patrick Orr. This one hit down the right field line, and it's foul over near the Baycat bullpen. Ryan Rio holding the runner at first. Benitez comes set. 0-1 pitch on the way. On the ground to second. To Hopper. Handled easily by Ando. Over to first in time for the out. And down go the Reds. After an inning and a half, it is Thornhill 2, Barrie 1. You're watching Baycats TV.
Anderson.
Bottom of the second inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater. The Baycats trailing the Thornhill Reds in exhibition action here this afternoon. The score 2-1 Thornhill. I'm Ben Davey, and thanks so much for joining us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon just north of Barrie. And we welcome our Thornhill viewers as well on the Baycats YouTube channel, Baycats TV, where you can find action all season long. This one hit high and deep towards center field, but sprinting over is Travis Batts, as he got a good read on that ball and is able to put it away for the first out of the inning. So Anderson quickly retired. And it brings up third baseman Brendan Colley.
Up to bat, number 17, Brendan Colley.
2 runs, 3 hits for the Reds. They've stranded 4 through 2. The Baycats with a run on 2 hits. 1 runner left aboard so far. Colley up there, first pitch swinging, and he's behind, no balls and a strike. Garcia's pitch. Outside part of the plate, strike 2, 0-2. Colley, 24 years old, 6'1", 185 pounds. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Colley, Hillier, and Plumpton. Actually, Plumpton in the number 8 spot. Last minute change there for the Baycats. Hillier in the number 9 position. Bit of a defensive swing there to stay alive, and the count holds 1 ball and 2 strikes. Danny Garcia gets the sign, the wind, and the pitch. And it's high and in. He lays off at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Garcia, and it's high, ball 4. Colley aboard with a walk, and Tyler Plumpton comes to bat.
Up to bat, number 44, Tyler Plumpton.
Fans enjoying this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Couple of umbrellas out today, but for the right reasons. Scorching hot sun here today. Feeling a lot more like a mid-July or mid-August game here. This preseason matchup between the Reds and the Baycats, and the 2022 regular season begins here on Thursday night. So certainly we want to invite fans out for that here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Get your tickets at barriebaycats.com or here at the ticket booth prior to Thursday's game. Toronto Maple Leafs will be in town, so it'll be a rematch of the second round of last year's IBL playoffs. Always a great rivalry between Toronto and Barrie, and I'm sure next week's season opener will be no exception. 2 balls, no strikes here to Tyler Plumpton, the catcher. Good turnout here this afternoon. This was a free ball game with a donation for the Barrie Food Bank, and we'll be talking to some of our friends from the food bank a little later on to talk about this summer's food drive. This one hit to right center field, and it's in the gap, and it's going to drop. And that one goes all the way back towards the fence. Rounding third is Colley. He's going to come in. The throw is cut off. Here's the relay. It's high, and the Baycats have tied the game. An RBI double for Tyler Plumpton. We're tied at 2. Oh, great piece of hitting by Plumpton there as he took that ball and drove it to the right center gap.
Brandon Hiller.
Brandon Hillier, the pitcher, is in left field this afternoon and in the number 9 spot here for Josh Matlow. Hillier had 1 at bat last season for the Baycats. And he bats in the number 9 spot here this afternoon. So Plumpton at second, 1 out here, bottom of the second inning. Garcia's pitch, fastball high and outside, and the count 1-1. Jake Wilson, the speedy center fielder, on deck for the Baycats. Garcia with a leg kick. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Hillier chased the high heater, and it's 1-2. Fans, of course, can expect to see Hillier on the mound for the Baycats in the 2022 season in his usual relief role. This one is sky down the right field line, and that's going to land well out of play. Running back was Maxwell Deeks, but no chance on that one. So the count will hold at a ball and 2 strikes. As a pitcher last season, Hillier saw 8 1/3 innings of work scattered over 6 ball games and a 5.40 ERA with an 0-2 record. Garcia had 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the inning. Here's the pitch. And he missed as Hillier, showing some good patience, holds off on that one, and it's 2-2. Reds and Baycats tied at 2, bottom of the second inning. 2-2 pitch, and the count is full. Fielding puts down the sign. Here's Garcia's payoff pitch, and it's outside, ball 4. So he loses the number 9 hitter, and that puts 2 aboard, and we're back to the top of the order for Jake Wilson.
Up to bat, number 15, Jake Wilson.
Wilson got it going for the Baycats in the bottom of the first inning, singling, stealing second, and scoring on Royce Ando's RBI double. First pitch swinging here, and he hits it to center field, and it's caught. No, it dropped. Great effort there by the shortstop, who went back. Wasn't sure whether he got that in his glove or not, but he didn't. The ball drops into shallow center field, and the bases are loaded.
Royce Ando.
Second hit of the inning for the Baycats, and it loads them up for Ando with 1 out. No action in the Thornhill bullpen at the moment. Garcia out here to deal with this one himself, and he'll face Ando with the bases loaded and 1 out. Here in the bottom of inning number 2, Garcia's first pitch missed. Plumpton at third, Hillier at second, Wilson at first. Infield would love a ground ball here, get that double play and get off the field. Paz at short, Maron at second. They're at double play depth. Ando waggles the bat. He's ahead here, 2 balls, no strikes. Garcia gets the sign from fielding, comes set. 2-0. On the ground. And it's off the glove of the shortstop and into left field. 1 run will score. Here's the throw, and it's cut off. Plumpton and Hillier both in to score. And 2 more RBIs for Royce Ando. Wilson had to hold at second.
Up to bat, number 27, Ryan Rio.
So it's 4-2 Baycats, still only 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And a coach's visit out to the mound to talk to Danny Garcia. Rio grounded out in the bottom of the first inning, but was able to move Royce Ando up. So a quick chat with Garcia here to discuss how they want to approach Rio. Still early in this ball game, but the Baycats threatening to add to their 4-2 lead. 2 runners on and still only 1 out here in this bottom of the second inning. Rio waggles the bat. Hits this one on the ground. Second baseman goes to short for 1, over to first, and it is in time for the double play. Exactly what the Reds needed. Draw that one up 4-6-3, and it gets Thornhill off the field. But the damage is done as the Baycats strike for 3, and they take a 2-1 deficit and turn it into a 4-2 lead after 2 innings here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV. Top of the third inning we go here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Baycats leading the Thornhill Reds by a score of 4-2. I'm Ben Davey, and very pleased to be joined up here in the broadcast booth now by Thornhill Reds manager Nolan Revan. Welcome to Barrie, Nolan. It's good to have you here.
Appreciate it. Great to be here.
And first of all, let me start by offering my absolute best wishes to your significant other and yourself. I understand some big news may be coming soon.
We're hoping, we're expecting a boy in the next week or two, so I'm up here with the cell phone on in the dugout.
It could be any day. Were you a little nervous making the trip up the 400 today? Or
No, not today. I thought the wife was feeling good, so we're ready to go here and have some fun.
Exciting. Well, a new addition to the family is always big news. As Jonas Press leads it off here for the Reds, and your team trailing 4-2, but showing some pretty good life early on. They're swinging the bats there on the top of the first inning. Was that kind of the approach today?
Well, here's Jonas again with another hit up the middle, and he's 2 for 2. The young guy, we signed him just now. It's good to see the guys out here ready to go. We've had a couple of outdoor practices, and it's nice just to do something early and sort of like you said a moment ago, get the kinks out and go through the motions.
So Nolan, you've got a long history with baseball in the Thornhill community, and specifically with this Thornhill Reds team. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in coaching with this club.
I played on the club for many years. My father Brian brought the club over in '85 or '86, and I played with the club for 15 years or so, and took over the helm in 2010.
Fantastic. As Chris Fielding, the catcher, at the plate, he walked in the bottom of the first inning. Thornhill here with the leadoff man on in the top of the third. And the Baycats on top 4-2. Juan Benitez on for his second inning of work for the Baycats. This one skied high and well out of play. First base side over near the trees. So very interesting tidbit for our viewers today is that there's a very personal connection between yourself and the manager of the Baycats, Josh Matlow, who is a Thornhillian himself, and you two have a little bit of history.
We do. I was lucky enough to coach Josh with an Ontario Maple Leafs elite program I had with an 18U team. He was quite a talented hitter and had a will to win, that's for sure. And he was a pleasure to coach, and we've been in contact ever since.
And Josh, of course, had a stint here with the Barrie Baycats from 2005 to 2009 as a player in this organization, and then, as I understand, played in Thornhill for you after that chapter.
He did have a log of a season of GTBL experience playing senior ball with us. Gave me a chance again to work with him many years later and continue our friendship that we've forged through baseball.
3 balls, 2 strikes to fielding here as Benitez looks in for the sign, comes set. And the payoff pitch on the way. And misses ball 4. So another runner aboard for the Reds as Fielding gets his second walk of the afternoon, and third baseman Patrick Orr comes to the plate. So you've said nothing but good things about Josh so far, but we're looking for maybe something a little bit more. What's the scoop on what he's like off the field?
Off the field, he's a good guy. I know that he works hard. He's a family guy now. And he's a longtime friend off the field as well. Both we've had some business relationship and just kept in contact, through baseball mostly. But my wife's side of the family knows him as well personally from the Thornhill connection. So there's quite a long history there with Josh.
Nice. Well, it's. He's certainly done a lot in this offseason for the Baycats organization, and we're thrilled to have him on board now as a team president as well, in addition to his coach and GM role. So that's exciting. Here's the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss by Patrick Orr. What can you tell us a little bit about your third baseman here?
Pat is a catcher by trade as well as a relief pitcher. He can also play a corner infield spot if we need him to. He was at Allegheny College in Pennsylvania for his schooling. He's also the vice president of rep for the Scarborough Stingers Baseball Association, so he's involved in the community and giving back. He's one of our definite strong pieces of our puzzle.
And he sees a little chin music there from Juan Benitez with a fastball up high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Orr. Sean Sahi, the DH, is on deck. 4-2 Baycats. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove. Down he goes, and Sean Sahi will bat now with 1 away. We're chatting with Nolan Revin, the manager for the Thornhill Reds. How did the whole idea for this game come about here? It's a great preseason opportunity for both of these clubs, and nice to get a chance to get to know you and your players here as well. Is this something that had been planned for a while?
Yeah, it's an idea Josh and I came up with, I think shortly after he was sort of given the reins to be creative and do things here. We've tried hard to build a good program at the senior level. It's it's a little bit different than the intercounty where our players are all paying to play. So recruiting is a little bit different at our level than it is here. But I've been confident that we could come up with a half-decent club and represent our league well and our level of baseball well. And I think we've at least started that to show. Showed that to start.
How did the season go last year for your club?
Last year was a COVID-related year. We played just some league tournaments spread out to sort of keep the ball going. And it was good. We won one of them, and we showed well in the other.
Yeah, I think, organized sport in general, so many leagues, you're seeing them kind of just make that transition out of the COVID area. And with the Baycats, we had an abbreviated season as well. As this one's hit on the ground to second, shovel to short for 1, over to first in time for the double play. And that will do it for Thornhill here in the 3rd inning. Really quick before I let you go, when does the season start for you guys?
Season has officially started for the GTBL. Our league opener is Tuesday night at Pan Am Field in Ajax against the Ajax Spartans.
Okay, and home opener?
Home opener is 2 weeks afterwards.
Oh, okay.
On Wednesday.
All right.
Wednesday evening.
Well, good luck in Ajax and good luck with the rest of the game here today. Thanks for joining us, Nolan.
Appreciate it, and thanks for having us up here and having me as a guest.
4-2 Baycats. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching Baycats TV.
8, Ramfrey Infante.
Bottom of the third inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's a 4-2 Baycats lead in this exhibition matchup between the Baycats and the Thornhill Reds. And again, our thanks to manager Nolan Revin for joining us there in the top half of the third inning. As Ramfrey Infante comes to the dish, followed by Carson Burns and James Anderson. 4, 5, 6. Heart of the order here for Josh Matlow in this bottom of the third inning. Pitching change for the Reds. On to throw is Josh Appel as he starts Infante off with a high fastball. Danny Garcia working 2 innings today in this start for Thornhill. And he hands the ball over to Appel in relief. 2 runs, 4 hits, 5 left for the Reds so far. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 left for the Baycats. Pitch from Appel. And this one hit up the middle, and it's into shallow center field for a base hit. Ramfrey Infante aboard for the first time this afternoon, and it brings shortstop Carson Burns to the plate.
Up to bat, number 3, Carson Burns.
Burns, 24-year-old native from Orangeville, second season with the Baycats. Burns with a solid .301 average last year for Barrie, home run and 21 RBIs, and 21 games for the Baycats. Nolan was telling us, manager of the Reds, about the team's adjustment coming out of the pandemic and looking forward to a full schedule of games here in 2022. Much the case for the Barrie Baycats, who played an abbreviated schedule of sorts last season. Some tweaking needed to be done in order to get the season in. It did start a little bit later than normal last year as well, as we were coming out of one of the pandemic waves and were able to get a full season in. Playoffs a little bit later than normal. And this season, the league has expanded the schedule to 42 games. So 21 games here at home, 21 on the road. And more of an unbalanced schedule as opposed to last season, where last year the Baycats played each team an equal number of times. This year it's a bit of a different setup. One ball and 2 strikes here to Carson Burns. 1 on here. We're in the third inning, bottom of the third. The Baycats up 4-2. That one high and away. And this is a outreach initiative today, a free admission for all of these fans here at Vintage Throne Stadium with a food item for the Barrie Food Bank. And I have one of their organizers and volunteers up here with me in the broadcast booth. Willa, welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium. And it's nice to have all of you here today to enjoy this ball game with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Tell me a little bit about your role with the food bank and what's sort of your involvement with the organization throughout the year.
Well, I'm fairly new to the Barrie Food Bank. I volunteer there every Wednesday afternoon. I've been doing that for maybe 2 or 3 months now. I go every Wednesday from 1 to 4, and my job at the food bank
34,
is
James
to
Anderson.
My job is to, there's a lot of people lined up when I get there, and they've already been to the office, and they come out with a little list of the things that they need, and I get it ready for them, and I give it to them.
Wow, such important work. Burns gets hit by a pitch, so he's aboard. Infante goes to second, and there's 2 on now with nobody out for James Anderson. How did you get involved with the Barrie Food Bank, and why was it important for you to take on the role that you have?
Well, I guess the pandemic had a lot to do with it. I was just spending too much time at home, and I wondered how I could give back to the community, and I thought, what better place than the food bank with so many people in Simcoe County that do need the food bank, and I'm very happy to go there every week. And I'm so happy to see how many generous people donated today.
it must be amazing to you, and I know, I mean, most of us probably know firsthand families and individuals that have been affected by this pandemic in such significant ways financially that they rely on organizations like the Barrie
Yes.
Food Bank, among so many others. But I imagine you've probably had a lot of people through your doors for the very first time ever in the last year or so.
There's a lot of people that come and they walk up to me and they say, I've never been here before. What do I do? How do I do it? We're very, very welcoming. It's very hard for them to ask for help, and we make it very easy for them. Anybody that needs to come to the food bank may come. I don't think they have to show any proof of income. If you need to come, then please come.
James Anderson hits into a 6-3 double play, and this one is hit hard to left center field, and it's going to go all the way to the warning track. That'll drive in Branfi and Fonte, and it's an RBI double for Brendan Cawley. So Burns was retired on the 6-3 double play. Tyler Plumpton will come to the bat here, and it's a 5-2 Baycat lead now in the bottom of the third inning. Well, it seems like the Barrie Food Bank is good luck for the Baycats.
I hope
Been swinging the bats here this afternoon so far.
I think so. I think that's exactly what's happened.
So-
I think we should do this every week.
Certainly more than more as much as we possibly can. Now this was a free ball game for these fans this afternoon with a food bank donation. Some brought cash as well. What was there a goal today or a target that you had in mind as far as how much could be collected? Or
Not that I know of. I think any donation was very, very welcome. Anytime anybody wants to drop by the food bank and donate food, that's also very welcome.
Yeah, and I saw the vehicles parked in front of the entrance here to the ballpark, Vintage Throne Stadium, and I know those vehicles are probably out quite a bit, I would imagine, throughout the week collecting food.
I think so.
What other kinds of things happened over the course of a year as far as collecting these food items?
I really don't know. I'm too new at the food bank. I'm still learning a lot of that kind of stuff myself. I know grocery stores donate.
Yep.
A lot. Private, when I'm at the food bank, private people drive up and donate. I think work people get together and do a food drive at their work. They donate. I don't really know the full answer.
Brandon Hiller.
Brandon Hillier will come to the plate here as a hit batter puts two aboard for the Baycats. Still two out here in this bottom of the third inning. So you do see the food bank, of course, as you mentioned, at grocery stores in the parking lot collecting food various times throughout the year. The website for the Barrie Food Bank, for those that would like to check it out here, I'm just taking a quick look. barriefoodbank.org has a lot of information there on how you can make donations and where the food banks are events are going to be happening throughout the year. But again, with the COVID pandemic, the need has certainly been greater than ever over the last couple of years, and I'm sure the response from the community certainly has to be an encouragement for you.
And we certainly welcome volunteers again too now. I think during the height of the pandemic it wasn't as easy, but I think now with summer we have a lot of our regular volunteers going away on holidays, so anyone who would like to volunteer, please call.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us so much.
Thank you for having
Very
me.
nice to meet you, and great work here today with all of the efforts to raise money and food items for the Barrie Food Bank.
Thank you very much.
barriefoodbank.org again is the website, or info@barriefoodbank.org if you'd like to email them, as this is a high fly ball. Or a pop-up rather, and it drops, and the ball fell, but it's a foul ball. They decided to let that one go, and it's a little bit of a miscommunication. Either way, two outs in the inning. So info@barriefoodbank.org or 705-725-1818, their phone number to call them and get more information on how you can help support the Barrie Food Bank. Here at Vintage Throne Stadium, it's 5-2 Baycats. Two on with two out. Hillier still at the plate here. The count 0-1 inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake Wilson on deck, hopeful for an at-bat. outside corner for a strike, and down go the Baycats. They score a run, though, to add to their 4-2 lead, make it 5-2 Barrie. Through 3 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. We'll be right back. You're watching Baycats TV. We head to the top of the 4th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater. The Barrie Baycats up 5-2 in this preseason tilt with the Thornhill Reds, and we are very pleased now to be joined by Baycats field manager, general manager, and now we can add team president to his list of titles, Mr. Josh Matlow. Josh, thanks for this is unusual having you up here during a broadcast. I don't think it'll be happening again this year, will it?
You never know. This is quite a nice view. I'm not gonna lie, make a play, and Jake Wilson doing Jake Wilson things.
Jake Wilson is who he is, and that looked fairly routine for him. One quick out here in the 4th inning. I better talk to you quickly here, the way the Baycats are going defensively. This is an exciting year with so many changes, and not the least of which is a brand new name on the front of the stadium and title sponsor with Vintage Throne. I mean, this has been such a busy offseason for you. Can you sum it all up for us? How it's been? It's just been a whirlwind, I know.
I don't think we have enough time in between inning here. Yeah, it's been a lot at once, basically. But it's all coming together. We have a vision, and it's unbelievable that it's all coming to fruition so quickly.
This is Maxwell Deeks to the plate with one away. Juan Benitez pitch bounces off the helmet of the catcher, and it's a strike. Interesting offseason for the team. And what were some of your goals heading into 2022 that you really wanted to take this team to the next level? But did you have some specific things that you wanted to see kind of come into place heading into this year specifically?
Yeah, I mean, last year there was no secret that we didn't have our import players. We didn't have our starting pitching really. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they weren't able to travel. So this year we're looking forward to that, just to have a solidified 1-2-3 kind of thing and give us a chance every game. And I truly believe that was the void we had last year, and I think by filling that, I think we're going to be a contender.
How do you sum up last season? I mean, it was a pretty good year one of a rebuild, if you can call it that. I mean, the team, finished close to the 500 mark, had a playoff series win. I mean, good stepping stones for 2022. Overall, were you happy with how things went?
Absolutely. Of course, you always want to win, but we did a lot of winning off the field as well. We did a lot of growing as a core, and I think with the new guys coming in and them knowing their roles, I feel that we're a very not only deep team, but a very sound team.
And what have been some of the biggest challenges for you so far that you've had to take on in your new capacity here with this organization?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B, a little bit of C to Z, but that comes with the territory. There's a lot of wonderful people a part of this organization. It's really just getting everybody on the same page, right? The new expectations, the new volunteers, the new sponsors. There's a lot of work on a daily basis, but I think we're going in the right direction, and we're very excited where we are right now.
Well, you mentioned new sponsors, and we're going to talk to our friends from Vintage Throne Barber Lounge a little bit later on in this broadcast. We're excited to have them on board, and with a new name on the front of the stadium, certainly some exciting things are happening. Maxwell Deeks with a walk, so we've got one on here, one out, and the top of the fourth inning, and the number 9 hitter, Daniel Maron, is at the plate here for the Thornhill Reds. So, Josh, you and I have something in common. Both of us have lived in Thornhill at various times. You were born and grew up there and have a very strong connection to baseball in Thornhill, and this team in particular. What was it like for you growing up, and how did the whole dream of you being a player and now a manager and a team president, did you see all of that coming in your younger years?
To be honest with you, it all happened so fast. I didn't really touch a bat at a competitive level, or at all really, until I was 17. So we got playing with the OBJs, and then in between I tried to work my way into the Thornhill Reds, just to get some extra baseball. And back then you could play all the leagues you wanted. So I was playing on 3 or 4 teams at once. So it was nice. It's nice to see Rev out here, and Nolan Revin was my coach actually at that time. So we invited him out. We thought we'd do this, and I know he's about to have a baby, but that would not stop him from being out here today.
Well, he was so excited to be here today, and this team is fired up. They want to win this game. They think they can still win it. They're down 5-2, but there's a lot of baseball left to go. So a 6-4-3 double play gets the Reds off the field. Burns to Ando to Rio. So that does it. And Barrie's coming up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So we'll let you get back to the dugout so you can resume your duties. But Josh, always a pleasure to have you up here with us.
Thank you.
And we
pleasure to be here.
Are excited about the 2022 campaign.
Absolutely. Likewise. Thanks, Ben.
Don't forget, opening night is Thursday evening next week, and we want to have a great crowd here to kick off the season here at Vintage Throne Stadium. So get your tickets at barriebaycats.com or here at the ballpark at the ticket window on Thursday night. It's a 5-2 Baycat lead. We're at the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
Number 15, Jake Wilson.
Bottom of the 4th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Baycats are leading by a score of 5-2. I'm Ben Davey. It's preseason action here today between the visiting Thornhill Reds and the Barrie Baycats, and we have a couple of our wonderful Baycat volunteers here to join us for this bottom of the 4th inning. I'm joined by Sandy Joy and Vivian Faulkner. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Obviously, Baycat baseball could not happen here at Vintage Throne Stadium without people like yourself who are so dedicated and committed game in and game out. This one right back to the mound. We got a new pitcher on the mound. It's Jonathan Long for the Reds, and Wilson down for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sandy, let me start with you. Tell us what are some of your responsibilities here on game day.
Anything they need. Whatever they need. So this year I'm going to be doing 50-50. I do the gate for the online sales, so come through the gate. Honestly, it's whatever is needed.
How
just
much
jump
money?
in.
How much money was raised with the 50-50 last year? Either of you know the final total on that?
I wouldn't be able to tell you because there was another organization doing it, and this year it's coming back to strictly us.
Okay.
So there was a share, and I wouldn't know what that was.
That's always a much anticipated announcement during the ball game. People stick around. You
Yep.
got to hear if that 50-50 number is yours. And
Yes.
there have been some really happy fans take home some pretty big, pretty big winnings as a result of that. This one back to the screen. Royce Ando at the plate. He's reached base safely both times here this afternoon. It's a 5-2 Baycat lead. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Vivian, you've been with this team for a
Right at
long
the
time.
beginning, very
You-
beginning.
From the beginning.
Very beginning, yeah.
Wow,
My
what-
husband and I, yeah.
What are some of your earliest recollections of the start of this team?
None of this was here. It was this actually part was, but none of the other bleachers. Where we took the tickets was just a stand. There wasn't the ticket booth. Oh my gosh.
How did you get started? What?
There was an ad in the paper looking for volunteers for a new baseball team, and my husband and I love Blue Jays, and we just couldn't afford to go to the Blue Jays anymore, so we thought, well, give this a shot, and been here ever since.
And it's a walk.
Up to bat, number 27,
Ryan Rio comes to the plate. That's Owen Jansen now in Royce Ando's spot. So Rio now bats with one on and one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Well, I remember, I was working in radio at the time, and the announcement came that we'd be getting an intercounty baseball team here in Barrie. And the excitement through this city was just off the charts. And there were some pretty big crowds
There was.
in those early years, but it was the 2005 season and that first championship where I think people that have maybe never even watched baseball before came out here and experienced what it was like. Do you remember that?
Oh, amazing, because the crowds were on the outfield there behind the fence, and my husband and two other volunteers had to go out where the 405 and around there
Center field,
is
yeah.
center field
Yeah.
to keep the crowds away because the batter couldn't see properly. So we had to keep the crowds powered that way. I had to be at least 2,000 people here, at least.
There had to be. At least.
Had to be, yeah.
It was standing room only.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That is a major league pop-up, and it's gloved by the shortstop, Argenis Paz, and there's two out. That one off the bat of Ryan Rio, and it brings Brantfee and Fonte to the plate. So I didn't realize, but you're telling me there were fans that were actually beyond that outfield fence, I guess bringing their own lawn chairs or whatever, and they were actually in what's called the batter's eye, which
Right,
there's an
yes.
area where fans aren't supposed to be
Exactly.
because they would be blocking the view of the pitch.
Yeah.
That's amazing to think
All
about.
of this was filled.
There you couldn't move. There were
you
so
could
many
move.
people.
Yeah, it was amazing.
But people did move when they won.
Yes, they did.
Just
Stormed the field.
Are jumping up and screaming, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
Woo!
That one sails over the head
Yes.
of Brantfee and Fonte, and up to second base goes Owen Jansen. You can hear these ladies aren't just volunteers, they're fans as well.
Oh, huge fans, huge fans.
We're chatting with Viv Faulkner and Sandy Joy here in this bottom of the fourth inning with the Baycats up 5-2. 2005, I remember Angus Roy on the mound. I remember Paul Spaljerek with Toronto. He would eventually become a Baycat pitcher, which was certainly an exciting thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that 2005 championship night, it was a hot, muggy night. And this place, you couldn't fit any more people in here with a shoehorn. I'm sure of that. There was a little bit of a dry spell after that as the team sort of relaunched into a whole new phase and then strung together a very impressive championship streak. I guess up to the 2019 season.
2014 to 2019.
This one up high to third base and over near the dugout. It's going to be out of the reach of the catcher. It just bounces on the other side of the screen. So championships from 2014 to 2019. And I was announcing play-by-play from 2005 to 2012. That was my first stint with the team. And then coming back here now for my second stint starting last season, and this kind of feels like another new era of Baycat baseball that we've launched with Josh taking over as the team president, manager, and general manager. And
He's wonderful.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
absolutely wonderful.
He was there for the first win, and
Yes.
was amazing. Him and I can't remember the other. Well, Jonathan Bash.
Jonathan Bash.
Yes, and him anyway.
Well,
and one-
Andrew White as well. Andrew's a pitching coach
Yep.
and base coach. Andrew White.
On the ground to third, Patrick Orr, long throw across the diamond in time, and Fondy didn't even drop the bat.
That's all right.
And down he goes. Well, Vivian and Sandy, thank you for joining us. We appreciate the work that you guys do for the organization
Love it.
and on game day here all season long. So we're looking forward to another exciting year, and thanks for your involvement
Thank
with
you
the
very
team.
much. Thank you.
We go to the fifth inning, and it's a 5-2 Barrie lead. You're watching Baycats baseball on Baycats TV.
Now pitching for the Baycats, Dalton Bromley.
Top of the fifth inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Ben Davey with you on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Preseason baseball today between the Thornhill Reds of the GTBL and the IBL's Barrie Baycats. And it's back to the top of the order for the Reds. Kravis Bats, Arhenis Paz, and Jonas Press. 1, 2, 3 for the Reds here in the fifth inning. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Reds. They've stranded 5. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Baycats. They've stranded 5. And the Baycats will bring their third pitcher out to the hill here this afternoon. Dalton Brownlee will make his first appearance. He comes on in relief of Juan Benitez, who took over for Evan Souls. Souls worked 1 inning this afternoon. Benitez came on for the 2nd through 4th. And now Brownlee out to pitch, inning number 5. Brownlee, an Innisfil native. 6'2", 180 pounds. Bats today 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Pitch from Brownlee is high and away, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Reminder, Baycats TV is your home for broadcast action all season long. Patrick Melbourne and I will have home broadcasts here. And Bats gets aboard for the first time this afternoon. The base on balls puts him on with nobody out for Arhenis Paz.
Up to bat number 10, Arhenis Paz.
Arhenis Paz walked and scored in the first and singled in the third. Grounded out to second in the second. So officially 0 for 1 with a run scored. One and 0 to the shortstop. Righty-righty matchup here. Brownlee gets the sign, the abbreviated leg kick, and the pitch is high. 2-0 to Paz. Infield double play depth, outfielder straight away. A little bit of a breeze out towards right field, nothing substantial. It's been a pretty calm day, very hot and sunny day. The sky's been clear all afternoon. The humidex into the low 30s here today. It's a 3-0 count to pass. There's the pitch. High and in. Ball 4, and there's 2 aboard.
Up to bat, number 12, Jonas Press.
Defensive substitution for the Baycats. It looks like Domenico Morea is at first base now for Ryan Rio. And Press will bat with 2 on and nobody out here in the 5th inning. So great chance for the Reds to get back in this ball game. They led 2-0 after a half an inning. Baycats with 5 unanswered runs since. And a 3-run lead to take here into this 5th inning. Press today 2 for 2. Doubled and scored in the first, singled in the third. Runners lead. Off speed, and it plunks Press. And he has loaded them up here with nobody out in the 5th inning. So 2 walks and a hit batsman, and it brings the cleanup man, Chris Fielding, the catcher, to bat.
Up to bat, number 7, Chris Fielding.
Fielding with a pair of walks this afternoon. And a conference on the mound to talk to Baycat reliever Dalton Brownlee. Home plate umpire Scott Costello out to break up the conversation. So Fielding will bat with the bases loaded and nobody out here in this top of the 5th inning. Thornhill Reds looking to battle their way back into this ball game. Brownlee's first offering is a fastball for a strike. Swing and a miss by Fielding. Bats at third, Paz at second, Press at first. Nobody out. Pitch from Brownlee. Foul back to the screen. Tall right-hander, 6'2". Weighs in at 180. Gets the sign, comes set, and here comes the 0-2 pitch. And this one is hit high to right field. Running over is Anderson, has a read on it, takes it for the out, runner tags. Here comes Bats, throw to the plate not in time. And the Reds make it a 5-3 ball game on a sacrifice fly. So Bats in to score, Paz advances to third, Press stays at first, so it gives us runners at the corners here with 1 away for third baseman Patrick Orr.
Up to bat, number 6, Patrick Orr.
Orr today with a strikeout and a single. So the Reds with the tying run at first base now with 1 out in the inning. First pitch to Orr is fouled over the screen and out of play. Battery for the Baycats, Dalton Brownlee and catcher Dylan Shepard, who came on to take over for Tyler Plumpton, who started the game behind the plate. That one in the dirt and away, and the count is 1-1 to Patrick Orr. So Evan Souls, Juan Benitez, and now Dalton Brownlee for the Baycats in this preseason matchup. Runner goes, pitch on the ground, hit and run was on, nice backhand play. Throw over to first, it's a high throw and it's off the bag. In to score is Paz. Carson Burns made a nice glove to come up with that ball, but couldn't fire off a decent throw. It pulled Morea off the bag.
Up to bat, number 28.
Paz will score, and it's a 5-4 ball game. Burns gets an error on the throw. So Orr at first, Press at second. 2 across here for the Reds in the 5th inning. And Sean Sahi will come to the dish. The designated hitter is 0 for 2 today. Big at bat here in this 5-4 ball game. Still just 1 out. Brownlee looking to pitch out of the jam. Misses away, and it's 2-0. An aggressive move by the Reds with a hit and run on. Able to get across a key run here in this 5th inning to make it a 1-run ball game. 5-4 Barrie. Here's the pitch from Brownlee. And this one hit to right field, very deep. Going back is Anderson. He looks up and it is gone. A 3-run home run for Sean Sahi. And the Reds are back on top. Boy, I tell you, Sahi got all of that, gave it a ride, and takes a slow, victorious trot around the bases. In to score ahead of him, Press and Orr. 5 across for the Reds here in the 5th, and out comes Josh Matlow. And he will take the ball away from the right-handed reliever. So Dalton Brownlee's afternoon comes to an end. And he struggled out there today, no question, with back-to-back walks and a hit batter. And the 3-run blast by Sean Sahi, putting Thornhill back on top. It's a 7-5 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. Riley Hoover will come on in relief. You're watching Baycats TV. Left-hander Riley Hoover comes on out of the bullpen for the Baycats, their 4th pitcher of the afternoon. He takes over in relief of Dalton Brownlee, who struggled out there in the 5th inning. The Reds have added 5 and turned a 5-2 deficit into a 7-5 lead. And Mitchell Sadowski will bat with the bases empty and 1 away here on the top of the 5th inning. Hits this one sharply down the left side, and it scoots over towards the Reds bullpen. Sadowski today is 0 for 2. Caught looking in the 1st, flied out to center in the 4th. Hoover's pitch, check swing, just got a piece and it's fouled over near the Baycat dugout. Thornhill Reds putting up 2 in the 1st and now 5 in the 5th for a 7-5 lead in this exhibition matchup. The left-hander misses high, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes here to the right fielder, Mitchell Sadowski. A high pop-up. Foul off the top of the roof right above us. Riley Hoover worked 4 games for the Baycats last season. 3 of them were starts. He had one relief appearance, 9 1/3 innings of work over the 2021 campaign. An 0-1 record and an 8.67 earned run average, and a base on balls to Sadovsky keeps this inning going with Maxwell Deeks, the 8th hitter, up to the plate for the Reds here in the 5th inning.
Now batting number 19, Maxwell Deeks.
If you're just joining us, Sean Sahi's 3-run blast here in the 5th inning. A monster shot to right field has put the Reds on top for the 2nd time today. Deeks today 0 for 1. Grounded out in the 3rd, drew a walk in the 4th. Hoover's pitch, swing and a miss. Riley Hoover right at him with a fastball, and it's 0-2. Marea holds on Sadovsky at first with 1 away. Takes the lead. Here's the pitch from Hoover on the ground. Slowly back to the mound. Hoover has 1 play. It's to first. It's in time for the out. Great job by Hoover. Nothing fancy. Gobbles that one up. Makes the sure play with the strong throw to first base. He had no chance of Sadovsky, and there's 2 down now for the number 9 hitter.
Now batting number 44, Daniel Moran Jr.
Hoover in his 2nd season with the Baycats, Newmarket native, 24 years old. As mentioned, the left-hander saw 4 appearances last season for Barrie. As part of the Baycats Blood Donation Day about a month or so ago in support of Canadian Blood Services. Daniel Maron today, 1 for 2. He hit into a double play to end the 4th. And a strike makes it no balls, 2 strikes. 2 out in the 5th. Hoover gets the sign, comes set. And the delivery. Change up, strike 3. Got it over, and that'll do it. 9 men to the plate for the Reds, though, and they score 5. And it's a 7-5 Thornhill lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th here at Vintage Throne Stadium.
We have a special happy birthday going up to Judy. Happy birthday, Judy, from everybody here at Vintage Throne Stadium.
We're at Vintage Throne Stadium, fans this afternoon enjoying exhibition baseball between the GTBL's Thornhill Reds and the IBL's Barrie Baycats. And right now it's Thornhill on top of Barrie by a score of 7-5 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm Ben Davey. Nice to have you along on Baycats TV. And as mentioned, a great turnout here at the ballpark on a hot Saturday afternoon. Free game here for the fans, bringing donations for the Barrie Food Bank. So for a great cause and a chance for both of these teams to stretch their legs and get ready for an upcoming 2022 season. As mentioned, the Reds opening their campaign Tuesday in Ajax. The Baycats will open up at home here on Thursday night next week against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Carson Burns, James Anderson, Brendan Colley due up for Matlow's Baycats here in the 5th. And we alluded to this earlier in the broadcast, but a neat connection for Josh Matlow, who joined us up here in the 4th inning for a quick chat, as he is from Thornhill and has a connection as a former player for this Thornhill Reds ball club. Was able to line up this exciting exhibition matchup for the fans here this afternoon and for the players too. As mentioned, a great opportunity to get ready for the season ahead. Burns today hit by a pitch and he flied out, so he's 0 for 1 today. On to pitch for the Reds, Corey Levy, a tall, lanky right-hander, throws that one low and in the dirt. Ball 4, Burns tosses the bat away, and it's a leadoff walk for Barrie here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, that's what you need to do if you're the Baycats after giving up 5 in the top half of the 5th. Certainly the Baycats want to waste no time getting back into some scoring opportunities here in this ball game. Still lots of baseball to go, but Barrie again trailing for the second time today. They trailed 2-0 after a half an inning and now 7-5 here in the bottom of the 5th. James Anderson is 0 for 2 today. He's in right field this afternoon. Curveball misses, ball 1. Anderson, born and raised here in Barrie, went to school in the U.S. for 7.5 years. Played for the Ivy Leafs in the North Dufferin Baseball League, as many Baycats have. Prior to that, played Division II ball for Harding University in Arkansas. Called strike, and it's 1-1 to Anderson. Anderson, one of those versatility guys you can put in the outfield. He can also catch. A solid player in last year's 2021 campaign. Curveball misses, and the veteran ahead here, 2 balls and 1 strike. Anderson last season played in 22 games. Baycats played a 30-game schedule last year, 15 at home, 15 on the road. And a call strike makes it 2-2. Seven teams in the IBL last season. It'll be 8 this year with the Guelph Royals rejoining the league after a brief hiatus. Last year was 6 other teams in the league and a 30-game schedule. It gave the Baycats a chance to see each opponent 5 times. Schedule looks a little different this year. Runner goes on the ground. Hit and run was on it. It's fouled out of play. And back to first goes Carson Burns. So last year you had the Baycats playing teams geographically far away, such as London and Brantford and Kitchener, 5 times. Normally that wouldn't be the case, as the schedule in previous years has been a little bit more designed to favor opponents within your geographical proximity. 42-game schedule this year, and now with the return of Guelph Royals, 8 teams. Stepping off is Levy as he checks on the runner. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Anderson. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Burns the lead at first. Deeks holding him on. Pitch from Levy. High fly ball to right center field towards the gap, and running over and making the catch is Sadovsky. That one hung just long enough. Anderson retired, and there's 1 away. Brendan Colley, the third baseman.
Brendan Colley.
Collie today 1 for 1. He has scored a run, drew a walk in the second, doubled in the third. That one gets away from the catcher, and down to second goes Burns. Off the glove of Chris Fielding. So a runner in scoring position with one away here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Collie, 24 years old. Righty-righty matchup here. 1-0 pitch on the way, and it's a called strike as Levy gets that one over, and it's 1-1. On deck, Dylan Shepard. Here's the pitch. High and in. 2-1 the count to Collie. Three balls and one strike. Seven runs, 5 hits for the Reds. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Baycats. 3-1 on the way from Corey Levy. Takes his time. The leg kick, the pitch. Inside, ball 4. And the second walk of the afternoon for Levy brings Dylan Shepard to the plate.
Now batting number 47, Dylan Shepard.
Shepard wearing 47. Took over behind the plate for Tyler Plumpton, and now a mound visit as they chat with Corey Levy and discuss how to handle this at bat. Looks like Mike Cicchetto is on deck. Pitcher Brandon Hillier was the left fielder in the first 4 innings of this ball game in the number 9 spot. So we've got 2 on with 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Burns at second, Collie at first. Runners lead. Fielding puts down the sign. Runners go. Pitch is high. Here's the throw down to third. The tag, not in time. Josh Matlow puts on the double steal, and Burns gets to third, Collie to second. The 2 in scoring position now. And a chance for Shepard to tie the game with a swing of the bat. Here's the pitch from Levy in the dirt. And it's a 2-0 count now to Shepard. Shepard 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Coming set is Levy. And here's the 2-0 offering. Swing and a miss. Count 2 balls and 1 strike to Dylan Shepard. Levy, the tall right-hander, really taking his time out there, getting the sign. And the runners took advantage of that with a double steal. 2-1 pitch on the way here from Levy. Got that one over for a called strike, and it's 2-2. So the double play out of order here with 2 on in scoring position. Runners at third and second. 2-2 the count, 1 away. Shepard waggles the bat. Pitch from Levy on the way. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the afternoon, and a big out for Corey Levy as there's 2 down.
Now batting number 5, Mike Cicchetto.
Mike Cicchetto comes to the dish for the Baycats with 2 in scoring position and 2 away. First at bat of the afternoon. 25-year-old Toronto native, former Maple Leaf. Starts with a curve, and it's a strike. Righty-righty matchup here in the number 9 spot for the Baycats. Corey Levy versus Michael Cicchetto. No balls, 1 strike. Levy looks at the runner at second. Here's the pitch. On the ground to short. Throw across by Paz in time for the out, and that will do it. The Reds are off the field. Baycats unable to score in the bottom of the 5th inning, and a nice bit of pitching after some early trouble by Reds reliever Corey Levy. Through 5 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's the Reds 7, the Baycats 5. You're watching Baycats TV. And Serena could come on here too. Why don't you both? Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Ben.
We're in the 6th inning, and that one eats up the second baseman, and it goes into right field for a base hit. And aboard is Kravis Bats here for the Thornhill Reds in the top of the 6th inning. So 1 aboard now for Argenis Paz. The Reds leading the Baycats by a score of 7-5, and very pleased to be joined up here in the broadcast booth now with Sabrina and Daniel DiMattaso of Vintage Throne Barber Lounge here in Barrie. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here. Talk nice and close to the mic there. And Vintage Throne Barber Lounge now with the sign on the front of the stadium, so it's official. We're glad to have you guys on board as the title sponsor for the Baycats and this ballpark. And talk a little bit about how the opportunity came about. Oh, as this one's hit to right field. Sorry, we'll get to that in just a moment. Over as Anderson takes it for the out, and there's 1 away. How did the opportunity come out for this partnership with Vintage Throne?
This opportunity came about very organically, actually. We met with Josh, and we opened up Vintage Throne about 6 years ago, wanting to be a part of the community up here in Barrie, and that was our main goal, I think, when we moved up from the city. And we got a hold of Josh got a hold of us. When was that? Last year?
Last year. Yeah,
Last year,
for
and
sponsorship here and some volunteer work, and I think we just hit it off. And as we got to work with getting to know the Baycats more and seeing what they were all about, it just everything kind of seemed to fall into place nicely, and we had a lot of the same goals with community.
On the ground to third, the throw across is in time for the out, so Press is retired 5-3. They went back to third to try to get Bats, unable to do so, so some heads-up base running. And prior to that, Bats got second on a botched pickoff attempt. So he is at third now with 2 out in the inning. We're chatting with Daniel and Sabrina DiMatasso from Vintage Throne Barber Lounge in Barrie. So I literally saw you guys a couple of hours ago. Got my hair cut here for the first game of the season.
Nice.
Daniel, I said I thought I should wear a hat today because of the sun, but I had to show off this incredible haircut.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. It looks great on you.
And I took my son, and he enjoyed it as well. So there's 3 outs in the inning. I'm going to keep you for another half inning if I can, because we're just getting started here. Sabrina, you gave me a nice tour of your beautiful facility this afternoon, and you guys do a whole lot more than just haircuts.
Yes, we do. Well, now we're getting into, we have a retail lounge as well. We get to really work on the branding, which we've been doing for a couple of years. A few years on hold there, obviously, but now we're getting back into it. Our wellness lounge is probably our prized, or our pride and joy right now. Just opening up that for men's wellness and continued health for our gentleman clientele. Anything from massage therapy to manicures and pedicures, aesthetics. So just a way to kind of have a one-stop shop for all our clientele to, really pamper themselves.
And you guys come up with some pretty creative ideas, like you had the espresso Saturdays. So I specifically came today knowing I'd get an espresso.
Awesome.
Because gosh knows we could use a little espresso now and then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we love, we've turned on a lot of people to espresso, which is awesome. And our clients really enjoy it. Yeah, it's part of the visit. It's sort of part of the vibe, and yeah. It's awesome.
And Daniel, why the idea for a men's barber lounge specifically? Like, was there a particular thinking or a need that you saw maybe to address a specific clientele that maybe was a little bit underserved?
Absolutely. I think we came from the salon and spa world, and we always saw that there was a lack for men's services where men can feel comfortable getting serviced in a place that's not maybe where their other half goes. So when we acquired this new location, it was big enough that we knew that we could service more than just haircuts. Hence why we brought in the services more for men.
And can you describe the inside of the lounge for anyone who's never been there before? Because you got a little bit of everything in there. It's just there's so much to look at, and it's absolutely beautiful. Can you visually put it into words what the experience is like?
I'm going to pass that one to Sabrina because that's she championed that there. I'm blessed enough that my wife has such a creative side that she envisioned a lot of what the building looks like today. So I'll let her answer that one.
Thanks. I think for us, it's when you walk in, you're really greeted with, I guess, the vibe that we talk about, that our clients talk about. The decor is very homey. It's got a pretty cool floor that we're sort of known for. We got the upper floor, which is the barber floor, the barber lounge as we call it. The main level is the retail lounge and espresso bar, and then the lower level is the wellness lounge. So there's a lot of comforting tones in there. A lot of the design aspect came from literally the streets of Rome. We have an Italian background, so we have a lot of family that still resides in Italy. It just goes along with some of the memories, and the decor was pretty easy to unfold in that feeling. So you'll see, fountains with Italian traditional lions. There's a lot of historic things in there as well with some of the prints that we have done in there as well. So there's definitely lots to look at, but I think it's pretty homey and comfortable. And a lot of people spend quite a few hours there.
Yeah, you don't want to leave. You feel like a friend when you walk in and you're like, oh, I got to go now? Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, well, that was the whole point. That's great.
Yeah. And I noticed like the merch store kind of that you notice when you walk in, you see some beautiful hoodies and shirts and even some Baycat swag.
Oh, yeah.
So Baycat fans can go there and get a nice get a nice top. You got tickets, seasons tickets that you're selling there
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, that's really exciting for us to be involved in to that magnitude, to be able to hold a spot for seasons tickets for Baycats. It's really all hands on deck. Whatever we're able to do for Baycats in this organization, we're all in.
It's a one-stop shop for Baycats fans,
Yeah,
right, Daniel?
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to kind of see fans coming in
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
we've
we're
never met
learning a lot.
before. So that's awesome.
I mentioned I got my own haircut there before the game this afternoon, and Daniel, you did my hair last month. Claudio did my hair today, did a fantastic job, and I brought my son. He was having a little bit of anxiety about getting a haircut. That went off the glove of Maron and into right field, so Jake Wilson aboard with a single. And he's like, Dad, I'm not quite sure about going to a new place. We had another place that we were going to, and I said, listen, you're going to enjoy this. You walk in, they treat you like a king. And you guys really did that. Went the extra mile for him, and he absolutely loved his new haircut. He's taking pictures and posting them already. So you've got another brand new client there for life.
That's
We
what
like
it's
to
all
lift
about.
that feel-good gauge, and yeah, absolutely. We love hearing
Fantastic.
that.
So nice to have you guys with us, Daniel and Sabrina. Appreciate the partnership, and I'm sure we'll see you around the ballpark a
Thank
lot
you. We're
this year.
excited for it. Thanks again.
Vintage Throne Barber Lounge. They're on Big Bay Point Road in Barrie, and proud to have them sponsoring our Baycats broadcast this season from Vintage Throne Stadium here in Springwater. Be sure to stop by, say hi to Daniel and Sabrina, and a great experience there every single time. So one on here, and nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Baycats down 7-5. Swing and a miss, or a foul tip by Owen Jansen. Came on for Royce Ando, the second baseman. So Jansen behind here. 0-2 with a runner at first base in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ryan Rio on deck. Oh, 2 pitch outside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jansen today with a double, a single, and a base on balls. A check on the runner, and the delivery. This one hit to right field, and that one's going to drop, and it should be extra bases. Rounding first and into second is Jansen, and coming around third and coming home is Wilson, and he scores, and into third is Jansen as he stretches that one into a triple. So an RBI triple for Owen Jansen makes it a 7-6 ball game as Jake Wilson comes all the way around to score. And the Baycats making some noise here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Up to bat, number 27, Ryan Rio!
Ryan Rio started the game at first base, moved to the DH spot. And he is 0 for 3 this afternoon, including a double play, which brought the end of the 2nd inning to a conclusion after Barrie had scored 3 runs. To get back into this game, Barrie trailed 2-0 after a half an inning. And they were able to turn that into a 4-2 lead after 2. And this one hit on the ground to second, and it gets past Maxwell Deeks and goes into right field. That's going to score Jansen, and we have a 7-all tie.
Now batting number 55, D'Amico Mora.
Domenico Morea, the first baseman in the number 4 spot of the batting order now. With a runner on and nobody out, and the Baycats and the Reds tied at 7. First pitch swinging, it's into center field, and it drops for a base hit, and it goes over the glove of bats. He's going to have to go all the way back to get that, and looks to be limping as he does so. Morea's going to round second. In to score easily is Rio Jansen, excuse me. He's going to hold up at third base as they look for that ball, and it looks like we've got an injury on the field as Travis Batts may have twisted an ankle or Hopefully nothing too serious as he's favoring that left leg out there. Dalton Brownlee is going to come on to pinch run for Morea.
Into run number 11, Dalton Brownlee.
So an interesting situation as Brownlee, who had pitched earlier in the game, is going to come back into this game to pinch run. Something that we wouldn't see during the regular season, of course, and hopefully center fielder Travis Batts is okay. He's up walking under his own strength. They're out to check on him just to be sure, but the Baycats now in front 8-7. So 3 runs across for the Baycats here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it looks like Batts is going to stay in the game, which is good news. As he'll gingerly walk that off. He had trouble with that ball right from the get-go. And once it got by him, there was just no way to track it down. Morea did hold up at third base. And we've got pinch runner Dalton Brownlee at third now.
Carson Burns.
So Burns will look to tack on some more with Barrie now up by a score of 8-7. Carson Burns this afternoon 0 for 1, but he has reached base twice, was hit by a pitch, and drew a walk to lead off the 5th. Burns waggles the bat. Still nobody out here in this 6th inning. A high pop up, and it's over the dugout and out of play. Four lead changes in this ball game this afternoon. It's Barrie on top now by a score of 8-7 here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch on the ground. Off the glove of the first baseman. The second baseman, Maron, went over to try to recover, unable to do so. Brownlee's in to score. Burns is aboard, and it's a 9-7 Barrie lead.
Now batting number 34, James Anderson.
So that will likely be E3, as the Reds have had some defensive struggles here this afternoon. And another costly one there as it gives Barrie an insurance marker and a 9-7 lead. James Anderson at the plate. That one gets away from the catcher. Runner stays put. Anderson 0 for 3 today. Fly out, a strikeout, and 2 groundouts. And the pitch. Third base line. Andrew White tried to barehand that ball. One ball, one strike to James Anderson. Brandon Cawley, the third baseman, is on deck. Fresh batch of baseballs for home plate umpire Scott Costello. Check on the runner. 1-1 pitch. In the dirt. Blocked by fielding. Runner stays put. It's 2-1. Baycats up 9-7. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Still nobody out. 6th man at the plate for Barrie. Here's the pitch. A high foul ball. Right side. Souvenir for the kids. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to James Anderson, the right fielder. Here's the pitch in the dirt, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Baycats have had a lot of deep counts this afternoon, really working these Thornhill pitchers deep into each at bat. James Anderson has worked this count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, looking to get on base for the first time this afternoon. Burns at first, takes the lead, swing and a miss. Down goes Anderson, first out of the inning. Brendan Colley will be the 7th Baycat to hit here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Brendan Colley.
Brendan today has reached base twice and scored a run. Runner goes. Pitch is a called strike. The throw down, and the tag is applied not in time. Stolen base for Carson Burns. Burns had 6 stolen bases in the 2021 campaign. He's in scoring position now with 1 away. Curveball for a strike. And Colley behind now, 0-2. Dylan Shepard is on deck. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 3. Colley frozen, and he goes down looking. There's 2 away.
Now batting number 47, Dylan Shepard.
Tyler Plumpton started this game behind the plate. Dylan Shepard came on to replace him. And there's 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Carson Burns at second base. Baycats have scored 3 here in the inning. 4, excuse me. Nine, 7 Baycats. There's the pitch. High and away, and it's a ball to Shepard. Count 1-0. Check that, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one misses high, and it's 3-0. First base open. .3-0 pitch to Shepard. Ball 4. And another base runner for the Baycats in the bottom of the 6th inning. Burns at second, Shepard at first, and Mike Cicchetto comes to the plate. Barrie looking to blow this one open. A 9-7 lead.
Cicchetto.
Looking for that one is the catcher. It's behind him. Sean Sahi for the Thornhill Reds with a big 3-run homer in the top of the 5th inning. At that time, making it a 7-5 Reds lead. They have not scored since. 4 for Barrie here in the 6th inning, and now it's 9-7 Baycats. Cicchetto chops that foul left side. Over the Reds dugout. And the count is 0-2. Burns and Shepard aboard with 2 out here. .25-year-old Michael Cicchetto waggles the bat. A check on the runner. Here's the 0-2, high and in. Brushing him back off the plate as he wastes one, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Change up in the dirt, and the count is 2-2. Chichetto showing good patience here after falling behind in the count 0-2. He's worked the count even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Big pitch coming up here with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Baycats looking to add to their 2-run lead. Here's the pitch. High ball 3, and it's a full count. That'll put the runners in motion here with 2 away. And that'll take Maxwell Deeks off the bag. Payoff pitch. Runners go. Swing and a miss. Down goes Chichetto, and that ends the Baycat rally in the 6th inning, but not before they score 4. And they take a 9-7 lead after 6 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Reds are coming up. You're watching Baycats TV.
9-12-2? 9-12-2? Yep, just give me a second. I had to scratch.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Yep, 9-12-2, you're right.
And 750.
And 750.
Wonderful, thank you.
Now pitching for Barrie Baycats. Number 39, Max Loshko.
Yes.
We go to the top of the 7th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. It's the Baycats 9, the Thornhill Reds 7, and Barrie native Max Loichko will come on to take the hill here for the Baycats to work the top of the 7th inning. Loichko made 5 relief appearances last year for Josh Matlow, worked 7 1/3 innings, walked 11, struck out just 2, and a 13.50 ERA in the 2021 campaign. No record, so Loichko hoping for a bounce-back year for the Baycats here in 2022. First pitch swinging is Orr, and it's sky to center field. Trotting over Wilson, makes the easy catch to his left. And there's one away here on the top of the 7th inning. Sean Sahi comes to the plate, the designated hitter, with a big 3-run homer in the 5th inning. At that point, it gave the Reds a 7-5 lead. They have not scored since. It's 9-7 Barrie now in the 7th, so a different situation for Sahi as he bats with 1 out and nobody on here in the 7th inning. It's this one on a line to Mike Chichetto at first. Makes the grab, and there's 2 away. Right fielder Mitchell Sadowski now for the Reds.
Now batting Number 23, Mitchell Sadowski.
Sadowski this afternoon is 0 for 2 with a walk in the number 7 spot. Swings and misses at the first offering, strike one. Lloydchko, the right-hander, 6'5", weighs in at 235. Barrie native, just 21 years old. In his second IBL season. Lloydchko's pitch. It's just a little high, ball 1-1-1. Lloydchko from the stretch with nobody on. A borderline sidearm delivery, and that one got a piece of Sadowski, so he's aboard. So a hit batter gives the Reds a runner with 2 out here in the 7th inning. As Sadowski trots down to first base.
Now batting number 19, Maxwell Deeks.
And this is first baseman Maxwell Deeks now with 1 on and 2 out. Tying run to the plate for the Reds here in the 7th inning. Lloydchko checks the runner. He does not go. First offering is flared to shallow right field, and that ball is going to just go foul. Anderson gave chase. It was well out of his reach. And fortunately for the Baycats, in foul territory. So an 0-1 count to Maxwell Deeks here in the number 8 spot for the Reds. Lloydchko checks the runner. Sadowski leads at first. Here's the pitch in the dirt, and it's blocked nicely by the catcher, Dylan Shepard. Ryan Rio started the game at first. Michael Cicchetto now at first base defensively for the Baycats. 1-1 the count with 2 away. Pitch from Lloydchko, just missed off the plate, and it's 2-1. Daniel Meron, the second baseman, on deck to follow. Hopeful for an at-bat here with 2 away. Runner leads, 2-1 pitch. Outside, the throw down by Shepard. Swipe tag by Cicchetto, but he's back head first. Heads up throw by Shepard. As Sadowski had come pretty far off that bag, and Shepard keeping him honest there with a quick throw down to first. 3-1 the count to Maxwell Deeks. 2 away here on the top of the 7th. Max Lloydchko with a pitch. Inside, and it's ball 4. 2 aboard here now for the Reds for the number 9 hitter. Jacob Corby will come on to pinch hit for Daniel Meron here in the number 9 spot.
Now batting number 44, Jacob Corby.
Meron today was 1 for 3. Corby comes to the plate for the first time in a key spot here in the 7th inning for the Reds. 2 on, 2 out. That one hit him, and it loads the bases, and we're back to the top of the order. Sadowski to third, Deeks to second, Corby is aboard, and Kravis Batts comes to the plate.
Now batting number 8, Kravis Batts.
And the Reds just continue to go away, not go away here, putting up every fight they can against this Baycats team. Powered their way back on top 7-5, and now the Reds threatening to make some noise here in the top of the 7th. 9-7 Barrie. Bats to the plate. Count is 0-1. Max Lloydchko trying to pitch out of a jam here with a hit batter, a walk, and another hit batter. Pitch to the left-hander. High and away. Ball 2, 1-1, or ball 1, 1-1. That's Arhenis Paz, the shortstop on deck. Here's the pitch. That one missed away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, you mentioned with the numbers, Lloydco had problems with the walks last season, walking 11 in 7 innings of relief work. Swing and a miss. Comes back with a heater, and it's 2-2. Lloydco to bats. And it's low and in the dirt. Ball 3, and the count is full. The runners will be in motion with 2 away and a full count to the center fielder, Kravis bats. Sadowski at third, Deeks at second, Corby at first. Lloydco with no room to put bats. The count is full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3! Bats off with the helmet, and Lloydco takes the walk back to the dugout. A clutch strikeout for Max Lloydco gets the Baycats off the field, and the Reds leave them loaded in the top of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7 we go. It's the Baycats 9, the Reds 7. You're watching Baycats TV. Bottom of the 7th inning, and some defensive replacements for the Thornhill Reds as the Baycats come to the plate. Leading 9-7, the Reds leaving the bases loaded in that top of the 7th inning. Maxwell Deeks comes from first base to pitch here in this bottom of the 7th inning. Sean Sahi moves from third to first, and we have a new third baseman, number 4, over at third base for the Reds. And it's Jake Wilson, the speedy center fielder, to lead it off. Top of the order for Barrie due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wilson, Jansen, and Rio due up for the Baycats. 9-7 Barrie, this exhibition matchup against the GTBL's Thornhill Reds, AAA Senior Baseball Club. Making the trip up Highway 400 today for this preseason matchup for both these teams. It's been a good afternoon of baseball so far. Lots of action on both sides. Mentioned off air, not a very efficient pace to this game for either club. We've had a lot of deep counts, a lot of runners left on base on both sides. 4 lead changes in the game. 9 runs on 12 hits for the Baycats, but they've stranded 9 today. The Reds have stranded 10. 7 runs on 5 hits. Two on the way to Jake Wilson. And that ball's high and the count is full. Coming into this game, my initial thought was preseason game. A couple teams anxious to get out there on the field. They're going to be swinging the bats early in the count. Hasn't really been the case at all. We've seen some good patience on both sides, resulting in deep counts and scoring chances pretty much every inning. This one hit hard to first, and it gets past Sean Sahi, who's moved over from third to first, as we mentioned, and it goes into right field for a base hit.
Now batting number 14, Royce Ando.
This is Owen Jansen, the second baseman, number 14 for the Baycats. Jansen's pitch is away. Ball 1. Oh, Ando started the game at second. Jansen came in. Runner lead at first. That's Wilson. He does not go, and this one is skied shallow infield. Second baseman over. Moran takes it for the out, and there's one away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Jansen pops out, and it brings slugger Ryan Rio to the plate.
Now batting number 27, Ryan Rio.
Rio has reached base once and scored. That was on an error in the 6th inning. Part of a 4-run Baycats 6th. That helped propel them to their current 9-7 lead. Rio 0 for his 3 previous at-bats prior to that error and run scored in the 6th. Check on the runner. Max Deeks steps off and throws over to first. So Wilson at first here with 1 out in the 7th inning. Deeks comes set. Pitch to Rio. Foul tip, and it's a strike. Here's the pitch. Check swing to third. The throw to second. Late coming across was the second baseman, Daniel Moran, and that ball got by him and went into right field, so everybody's safe. Should have been an out at second, but Wilson gets to third on the errant throw. Rio to first on the fielder's choice. Now Carson Burns comes to the plate, but this is interesting.
Carson Burns.
This would be Domenico Morea's spot in the order, so unless I'm missing something, it looks like Burns is batting out of order here. Burns the number 5 hitter in the lineup. Runners on the corners, 1 out. This one hit down the line, foul. Burns has reached base 3 times. He was hit by a pitch, walked, and reached on an error to go along with a flyout this afternoon. Check on the runner, and back is Rio. Sorry, we got Dalton Brownlee pinch running here for Rio at first. This is Brownlee's 3rd appearance in the game. This one popped up, and a glove catch made by the third baseman who came over, lost his footing, but manages to come up with the catch, and there's 2 away. So here comes James Anderson.
Now batting number 34, James Anderson.
Deeks pitch is off the plate outside ball 1. So I'm going to put a question mark on my scorecard in the number 4 spot in the Baycat order here in this bottom of the 7th inning, because I have no explanation for what happened with Domenico Morea's at bat there. Burns came up to bat in his place. Burns was the number 5 hitter. Preseason game, so we may be stretching a few rules here this afternoon. Certainly appears so. Dalton Brownlee on to pinch run for the 2nd time today in his 3rd appearance in this ballgame. Max Deeks comes set. 1-0 pitch on the way. Here it is. Fly ball to center field. Bats took a step in, now back to where he was, and he makes the catch, and that will do it. So the Baycats unable to score in the bottom of the 7th. Through 7, it's Barrie 9, Thornhill 7. You're watching Baycats TV.
Now pitching for the Barrie Baycats, number 62, Aiden Rossell. Now batting number 10, Arhenis Paz.
Preseason baseball here at Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater finds the Baycats on top of the Thornhill Reds by a score of 9-7. I'm Ben Davey. Thanks for joining us here on Baycats TV, the official YouTube channel of the Baycats all season long. Catch all home broadcasts here throughout the year with myself and Patrick Melbourne and our terrific crew here at the ballpark. Arhenis Paz, the shortstop and number 2 hitter, will lead it off for Thornhill in this top of the 8th inning. And a pitching change for the Baycats as Aiden Rossell comes on to pitch. Rossell with 9 relief appearances last year for the Baycats, 10 innings of work, an 0-1 record, but a 1.80 ERA. Came through in the clutch in some key moments for the Baycats out of the bullpen last year. As this one is drops in front of the right fielder, James Anderson. And it's a leadoff single for Arhenis Paz. 6th hit of the afternoon for the Reds. 7 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. They've stranded 10. 9 runs, 13 hits for Barrie. 2 errors. They've stranded 9. Jonas Press, the left fielder, now bats with a man on and nobody out here to start this top of the 8th inning. Press has scored twice today. 2 for 3. Pitch is high. Quick throw down. It's a high one, and it's gloved by a leaping Mike Cicchetto. Thornhill Reds looking to get back in this game, down 9-7. They got the tying run on here in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch, and this one fouled over the screen. Into the trees and out of play, and the count is 2-2. Aiden Russell, the left-hander, checks on the runner. Pass is going nowhere. Russell, 6'3", checks in at 230. Tall left-hander, working from the belt. Here's the pitch, inside and high, and it's 3-1. Arhenis pass, leading off this top of the 8th with a single to right field. 3-1 from Russell. Popped up. Chiquetto comes over, has some room, but it's just out of the reach of his glove. Got over there as quickly as he could, but it bounced about 4 feet in front of him. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shepard puts down the sign. Russell to press. High, ball 4. 2-on with nobody out here in the 8th inning. And again, another scoring chance for the Reds as they get the first 2 aboard for Chris Fielding, their cleanup hitter.
Now batting number 7, Chris Fielding.
Fielding has a pair of walks today. First pitch is high, ball 1. Aiden Russell coming on in relief of Max Lloydsko, who got the Baycats out of a jam in the top of the 7th inning. Russell battles back, and it's 1-1. On the ground. Over the shortstop, Burns makes the diving grab. Does he have time to throw over? No, he doesn't. It bounces up. Chiquetto able to come up with it, but it was late and in the dirt. And that will load the bases with nobody out here on the top of the 8th inning.
Now batting number 6, Patrick Ward.
Check swing. Did not go. And it's 1-0. Pass at third, press at second, fielding at first. Aiden Russell with a jam here. Still nobody out. Can't get the breaking pitch over. It's 2-0. And watch out because Sean Sahi is on deck. He's got a 3-run homer already today. Over our heads and out of play, and it's 1-1. That one fouled off to the right side, and it's 1-2. Carson Burns and Owen Jansen at double play depth here for the Baycats. Ground ball here would be huge, but with the bases loaded, even that could bring in a run for the Reds. 1-2 pitch on the way from Aiden Russell. High, and the count is even 2-2. Russell needs a strikeout here. Two. Lined and a short hop as it gets by. Carson Burns picks it up, throws to second. They don't get the out there. And the bases stay loaded. A run is in. That one ate up Carson Burns. Didn't get too far from him, though. He still had a play at second base. In safely was Fielding, so the bases remain loaded. A run is in. It's a 9-8 ball game. as Carson Burns was unable to handle the short hop. This one popped up. And it's on the left side, and it's taken by the third baseman, Brandon Colley, calling off Burns. So a big out there as the runners have to stay put. There's one away. Sean Sahi up there, first pitch swinging. As mentioned, a 3-run homer already today. But he was well underneath that one and hit a major league pop-up. So Sahi pops up to Colley, and now Mitchell Sadovsky with the bases loaded. One in for the Reds here in the 8th inning. Check swing, but it's called a strike. 0-1. The Baycats should be out of this inning. There's one out. The base is still loaded, and this one hit the left field, and that is going to drop. It's picked up by Hillier. The quick throw in. 2 runs are going to score. The throw is cut off, and having some trouble there was fielding. He did the slide, ended up on his belly about 15 feet short of home plate. He gets a tap on the shoulder by Maxwell Deeks. He was able to get to the plate. So press scores, fielding scores, and now the Reds are on top. It's 10-9 Thornhill. Big hit by Mitchell Sadovsky. He gets 2 RBIs out of that one. Runners at first and third. Still just 1 out of the inning. 10-9 Thornhill, their 3rd lead of the ball game. 5 lead changes now in this game. Thornhill has led 3 times. Barrie has led twice. A seesaw exhibition matchup here today between the Thornhill Reds and the Barrie Baycats. Kind of feels like whoever scores last is going to win this one here today. 10-9 Thornhill. Aiden Rossell in trouble here with runners on the corner still. On the ground, very slowly. Rossell will take it himself. Off balance throw. It's high, and it goes off towards the warning track, or the over to the first base side, all the way over to the dirt. Another run will score for the Reds. It's now an 11-9 ball game. Infield hit for Maxwell Deeks. The wild throw by Rossell. Sadovsky ends up at third. 4 runs across for the Reds in the 8th now. And the number 9 hitter, Jacob Corby, comes up. Swing and a miss. Rossell right back with a fastball to start off Jacob Corby. Daniel Moran started the game at second base for the Reds. Corby came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Pitch from Rossell, just inside. And it's 1-1. 8th batter of the inning for Thornhill in the 8th. 11-9 Reds. Rossell's pitch. Missed. Ball 2, 2-1. Both these teams have really struggled defensively today. Thornhill's errors proved costly earlier, but now it's the Baycats with some trouble here in the 8th inning. They should have been out of this inning. Still just 1 away. Breaking ball misses. 3-1. Leadoff man Kravis bats on deck. Rossell to Corby. High ball 4, and the bases are loaded. The Reds keep pouring it on, up by 2. They have the bases loaded for the 9th hitter of the inning, center fielder Kravis bats. And Josh Matlow out for a visit with the left-hander. He'll take the ball from him. So Aiden Rossell just unable to get it done here in this exhibition game this afternoon, struggling in this 8th inning. 4 across for the Reds. And still only 1 out. The Baycats go to the bullpen again. It's 11-9 Thornhill. You're watching Baycats TV. pitchers is this for Barrie now? Seventh pitcher for the Baycats. Okay. Thank you. Is this on the website? Are you the live results?
Yeah, it will be when it's the leading.
Oh, but it's not being posted in real
I
time?
have to do it in demo mode for this because
Okay.
yeah, this won't be posted. That's going to be on.
Oh, okay. Because during the regular season, we go by that. That really helps us looking at the live.
Yeah, it'll be live.
Yeah, no worries. I was just thinking if that was on there, that would really help me. But top of the 8th inning. It has been a ball game and a half here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Reds on top of the Baycats by a score of 11-9. Preseason baseball here today at the ballpark in Midhurst, and the 7th Baycat pitcher will be Brandon Hillier. So Hillier back out at his more familiar spot on the mound. He started the game in left field today. We've seen some very unconventional defensive adjustments by both teams, but especially the Baycats. This has been a very tiresome game for the Baycat pitchers, no question about it. And give full marks to the Thornhill Reds, who have done a great job pouring on the offense here this afternoon. They came ready to play, and it shows on the scoreboard. 11-9 Thornhill here in the 8th. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Brandon Hillier looking to put out the fire, and this one is hit deep to center field. Back is Wilson. He's got a read on it, makes the catch, runner tags. And another run in to score for the Reds as it's cut off by Cicchetto, and it's a 12-9 ball game. Mitchell Sadovsky tagging up on that sac fly by Bats. 12-9 Thornhill. What an inning for the Reds. Arhenis Pass started off this top of the 8th inning with a single and would come around to score the first run of the inning. He's the 10th man to the plate. The first and the 10th here in this top of the 8th inning for the Thornhill Reds. A tough top of the 8th for Aiden Rossell. 2 runners aboard, still his responsibility, and Brandon Hillier trying to put out the fire right here with 2 away. The count is 2-0. Paz has reached base 3 times today as Hillier will stop, drop the glove, and retie his shoe. Two 0 pitch on the way. Here it is. And this one hit to shallow right field, and it's caught by a sprinting James Anderson. That will do it for the Reds, but not before they score 5. And they take a 9-7 deficit and turn it into a 12-9 lead. Bottom of the 8th we go here at Vintage Throne Stadium. 12-9 Thornhill. You're watching Baycats TV.
Hey fans, we sure hope you're enjoying your afternoon here at the newly named Vintage Throne Stadium. For Baycats tickets for the regular season, you can always head to barriebaycats.com and seatgiant.ca.
And we should mention Rod Daniels is the new afternoon drive announcer on 107.5 Cool FM.
Middays.
Oh, midday. You'll get that afternoon drive. Don't worry. Stick with it, kid.
the third
We're at Vintage
baseman,
Throne
number
Stadium
17,
here in
Brandon
Midhurst. The Barrie
Molly.
Baycats with some work to do in this exhibition matchup with the Baycats and the Thornhill Reds. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 12-9 Thornhill. Bottom third of the order for the Baycats here in the 8th. Brendan Colley, the third baseman, will lead it off. And on to pitch for the Reds is Chadwick Cameron, number 21. Righty-righty matchup here. Swing and a miss. Colley up there aggressively, loses the helmet. Swinging for the fences on that first pitch fastball. 12 runs, 8 hits for the Reds. 1 error, 9 runs, 13 hits for the Baycats, 4 errors. Both these teams have stranded a ton of base runners. Chadwick's pitch, off speed and a swing and a miss. Colley behind, no balls, 2 strikes. Catcher Dylan Shepard is on deck. Chadwick ahead 0-2 to Brendan Colley. Wastes one high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. A reminder that the Baycats open up the 2022 campaign right here at the newly named Vintage Throne Stadium in Midhurst. Same location, same ballpark, new name. And we invite you to join us here at the ballpark on Thursday night for the home opener against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Right side, deep, but foul. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Colley. The Leafs, of course, defeating Barrie in the second round of last year's 2022 IBL playoffs. So Barrie looking for a little bit of revenge early on the schedule. And always a great rivalry. You can get your tickets at barriebaycats.com or here at the box office prior to the start of the ball game. And frozen on that pitch is Colley, strike 3. Down he goes looking.
The catcher, number 47, Dylan Shepard.
Dylan Shepard, Michael Cicchetto, the bottom of the order here for Barrie, and then Jake Wilson, hopeful for an at-bat at the top of the order. Got a quick strikeout here for the Thornhill Reds. Chadwick Cameron on in relief. Right-hander pitches, and this one is hit hard to right field, and that'll drop for a base hit, and it gets by Mitchell Sadowski. He has to go back and get it. Shepard digging hard for second. He's going to put on the afterburners and try for 3. Loses the helmet and goes in without a slide. A poor throw, and he's in there easily with a triple.
The designated hitter, number 5, Mike Cicchetto.
First triple of the afternoon for the Baycats. Cicchetto to bat now with a man on and 1 out. Barrie trailing by 3. Tying run is on deck. That'll be ruled actually a single and an error. A 2-base error. Chadwick's pitch, swing and a miss. High fastball, got a piece of it, but into the glove of the catcher. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One out here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and now a visit at the mound. Catcher Chris Fielding out for a chat with Chadwick. As this game approaches the 3-hour mark, we were a 4:10 first pitch here this afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium. (12-9) Thornhill, bottom of the 8th inning. Baycats tying run on deck. 5 lead changes here this afternoon. The seesaw battle between these two teams. Swing and a miss. Off speed, and the count is 1-2. Runner at third, that's Shepard. 1-2 the count to Michael Cicchetto. Pitch from Chadwick on the way. Inside, and the count is even. Got a piece of him. That hit him on the way by, and it's a hit batter for the Baycats, and runners on the corners now with one out. Jake Wilson with a chance to do some damage.
The center fielder, number 15, Jake Wilson.
Wilson's 6th plate appearance of the afternoon. He has reached base 4 times. He has scored twice. The prototypical spark plug at the top of the Baycat order. And a key at bat here with 1 out and 2 on in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Barrie trailing by 3. Chadwick with a pitch. First pitch strike as Wilson was taking all the way. Wilson with a .362 batting average in the 2021 campaign. Runners lead, and here's Chadwick from the belt. 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses, and it's 1-1. Fouled off left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Owen Jansen is on deck. Wilson checks his bat. Digs into the batter's box. Righty-lefty matchup as Wilson stares in. 1-2 from Chadwick, and this one is hit to center field, and it is gloved by a leaping Kravis Batts. Makes the catch over his shoulder. Runner tags up and scores. So another run across for the Baycats and 2 out.
Royce Endo.
Great catch by Kravis Batts. Looked like he had hurt himself earlier in the ball game. Looked just fine on that catch. Tagging and scoring is Shepard, and that makes it a 12-10 ball game, but now 2 away. And this is Owen Jansen. Takes the first pitch high. Michael Cicchetto, the runner at first. 2 away here. Baycats down by 2. Tying run at the plate. Chadwick to Jansen. High ball 2, 2-0. The Reds sent 10 men to the plate in the 8th. 5-run inning put them on top 12-9 after trailing 7-5. Both these teams have scored leads in bunches today. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Good hard fastball by Chadwick. Ryan Rio on deck, hopeful for an at-bat here with 2 down. Chadwick's offering. Just getting a piece and staying alive as Jansen fouls that one back. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Two from Cameron. On the ground, up the middle. Glove by the shortstop, steps on the bag, and that will do it. Baycats score 1 to slice the deficit to 2. It's now 12-10 Thornhill as we head to the top of the 9th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
Baycats would like to thank each and every one of you for your support this afternoon of the Barrie Food Bank.
Top of the ninth inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium, exhibition baseball between the Thornhill Reds of the GTBL and the Barrie Baycats. I'm Ben Davey. Nice to have you along on the Baycats official YouTube channel, Baycats TV.
Leading off the ninth for the Reds, the left fielder, number 12, Jonas Press.
Jonas Press, Chris Fielding. Back-to-back here for the Reds to lead off the ninth inning. Thornhill on top by a score of 12-10. Nice turnout of fans here in support of the Barrie Food Bank. Free exhibition ball game here for Baycat fans and Reds fans who made the trip up Highway 400 to see the game today. And lots of money and food collected in support of individuals and families here in Barrie through the Barrie Food Bank. Great cause and a fun afternoon and a spectacular day weather-wise. We're starting to see a little bit of cloud cover now over the right field side to our west, but really a perfectly scheduled ball game. 4 o'clock this afternoon, just a spectacular day. That catches the corner, and it's 1-2. A little bit of shower activity expected in the overnight hours here in Simcoe County tonight. So this ball game capping off a spectacular week of weather across central Ontario certainly for mid-May. Couldn't ask for anything better than this. This one's going to find the gap, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. And digging hard is Press around first. He's into second with a stand-up double, and the Reds get the leadoff man aboard in the top of the ninth inning. What a day for Jonas Press as he reaches base safely 4 times. Make that 5 times in 6 plate appearances.
The catcher, number 7, Chris Fielding.
This is the 6th time through the order for the Thornhill Reds this afternoon, so that gives you an idea as to how this ball game, which is well over the 3-hour mark now, has been unfolding. Pretty much scoring chances every single inning for both of these clubs. We haven't had a 3-up, 3-down inning all day, I don't think. Chris Fielding today has reached base 3 times. This is his 6th plate appearance. He fouls that one over the screen. Number 4 for the Reds is on deck. Pitch from Hillier. Just missed off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brandon Hillier started this game in left field. Only saw 2 at-bats all of last season. On the ground to second. It's handled by Jansen over to first in time for the out. Runner advances, though, as Press trots down to third. Fielding retired 4-3.
The third baseman, number 6, Patrick Orr.
One out here on the top of the ninth as number 4 will come to the plate for the Thornhill Reds. That one's fouled off. '27-year-old Brandon Hillier from Orangeville. This one up high, and it's over our heads. No balls, 2 strikes. Hillier saw action in 6 games, all relief appearances for the Baycats last year. Worked 8 1/3 innings. 5.40 ERA with an 0-2 record. One out here on the top of the ninth inning. 12-10 Thornhill. They're looking to add. Another pop foul, and that's out of play. Thornhill came out swinging this afternoon with a pair of runs right from the get-go. Right out of the gate, they took a 2-0 lead after a half an inning. This is their third lead of the afternoon. Here's the pitch. High. The count is 2-2. Runner at third, that's Jonas Press. Led off the inning with a double. Two and two on the way from Hillier. Fouled over the screen. Boy, a lot of foul balls here at Vintage Throne Stadium this afternoon. If you're a kid who were with a glove at the ballpark, you're coming away pretty happy. Pretty good haul of souvenirs for most of these kids here today, chasing down these balls, especially the ones over our head. 2-2 pitch. Oh, that one sharply hit down the third base line, and the third base coach took a dive, falling right on his backside, or the runner, excuse me. That was Jonas Press falling on his backside. That one came just screeching right over his head. So the count holds at 2-2. Strike three. That one froze him, and there's two out. So down he goes for Sean Sahi, the designated hitter. Has a 3-run homer already today. That came in the 5th inning.
Number 28, Sean Sahi.
Sean Sahi absolutely launched one over the right field wall to drive in 3 in that 5th inning. 5 Thornhill runs in that rally. Obviously a big part of their lead. This 12-10 lead that they've built up here this afternoon. The GTBL Thornhill Reds, clearly the underdog here against the hometown Barrie Baycats, but they've got a lead here in the 9th inning and looking to add to it. With some cloud cover here for the first time at the ballpark. The lights are not on. That one missed away. This game expected to wrap up shortly, but no lights on here at the ballpark. Here's the pitch from Hillier. A high pop-up. This one should be playable. Third baseman Colley over for it, calls for it, and he overran the ball. Just misplayed it. There's a little bit of a wind from left to right. Not sure if that affected it at all, but he just overran it, and by the time he tried to get back, it was too late. And Sean Sahi gets a second life here with a 2-2 count. That could be huge. We'll see how it factors in here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Sahi to bat with a runner at third base. Thornhill up by 2. Here's the pitch. That one hit him. And he'll throw the bat away, and it keeps the inning alive for Mitchell Sadovsky.
The right fielder, number 23, Mitchell Sadowski.
So Brandon Hillier should have been out of the inning, but the missed pop-up, it has not been a good afternoon defensively for the Baycats at all. Both these teams have struggled defensively. Part of the reason why this game is now 3 hours and 20 minutes. And now Sahi will leave for a pinch runner. This one fouled over the screen and out of play, so it's Mitchell Sadovsky, the right fielder. And now the lights come on here at Vintage Throne Stadium for the first time today. Fouled off at home plate, and the count is 0-2. Maxwell Deeks on deck. Deeks has played first base and pitched. Today, a lot of interesting defensive situations on the field here for both these clubs in this exhibition game. Couldn't hold his swing. It's a called strike, and that does it for Thornhill. They strand 2, but they score a run, and we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 12-10 ball game. You're watching Baycats TV.
Hey fans, just an update for you on the Leaf game. There is no score with 12 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the first period. Want to remind you that opening night for your Baycats is this Thursday. That's the 19th of May, 7:30 p.m. The Baycats will be welcoming in the Toronto Maple Leafs for the start of the IDL season. That is opening night. You can get your tickets. They're available at barriebaycats.com. Leading off tonight for the Baycats, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio.
Bottom of the 9th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium in Barrie. It's exhibition baseball, and the Baycats looking to send the fans home happy with a 9th inning comeback. We'll see if they can do it. They trail by 2. It's 12-10 in favor of the Thornhill Reds up here in this preseason matchup with the Barrie Baycats. Ryan Rio will lead it off here in the DH spot for the Baycats. Started the game at first. And Chadwick Cameron on here to work the 9th inning for Thornhill. Rio first pitch swinging, and he fouls it off left side. Rio today has reached base twice and scored a run. Carson Burns is on deck. James Anderson to follow. The number 4 spot in this batting order has been eliminated. Previously held by Domenico Morea. And this one is hit deep to left field. It's going to carry, but it's caught by Jonas Press. And we have a little bit of a wind now that's picked up. It's blowing out towards right. Press was back there to make the catch, and there's one away. Big out for the Reds here to start this bottom of the 9th inning. So we're skipping the 4th spot in the order, and it's Carson Burns, the shortstop. Burns today has reached base 3 times. Got a pop up in the 7th. Has a walk, been hit by a pitch and reached on an error. So this one hit down the first baseline and foul. Coach Steven Solsder down to retrieve that one down the first baseline. Just to make sure somebody gets to that ball. The Baycat bullpen is empty. Nobody down there. This one is skied foul over to the left side, and that was into the trees. And the count is 0-2. Chadwick Cameron from the belt with nobody on. 0-2. First base lined, and it's fair ball into the down towards right field. And Burns is going to try for 2 as the ball is mishandled by Sadovsky, and he's in there easily with a double. A rocket by Burns down the line, made it through to right field. And he takes second on the miscue by the right fielder.
Number 34, James Anderson.
15th hit of the afternoon for the Baycats. 10 runs, 15 hits, 12 runs, 9 hits for the Reds. James Anderson. Tying run to the plate. 1 out here. Bottom of the 9th inning. Brendan Colley on deck. Still just 1 out here. Chadwick Cameron looking to put this threat out here right away. And this one's fouled back off the top of the screen. 0-1. Anderson has not reached base today. He's 0 for 5 plate appearances. Couldn't think of a better time to crack that goose egg than right here, right now. He's behind 0-1. Pitch from Cameron outside, and the count is even 1-1. And a hush falls over the crowd here at Vintage Throne Stadium, holding their breath in anticipation of a comeback. Baycats down by 2. Anderson the tying run at the plate. Cameron checks the runner. The leg kick, the 1-1. Fouled over the screen. Another souvenir. I can't imagine the haul of baseballs these kids are coming away with today. My goodness. If you're a kid and you stayed for the whole 9 innings, you're coming home with a souvenir today, pretty much for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cameron's pitch. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher fielding. And the count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's a good thing the lights have come on. We have complete cloud cover now over the right field side of this ballpark. We're going to need those lights pretty soon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson waggles the bat. The pitch from Cameron. A pop-up. Will it stay playable? Over is the first baseman. And it falls. It had a chance on that. Max Deeks came over, and he just was not able to make the catch. It stayed in play, and it bounces over the fence foul. Definitely a catchable ball, but Max Deeks just couldn't come up with it. James Anderson will try to keep this at bat going here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That would have been a key out for the Thornhill Reds. Pitch on the way to Anderson. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher, gets away. And moving up 90 feet is Carson Burns. He gets to third. That run really inconsequential, though. It's the man at the plate, James Anderson here, who's the tying run. So the Reds don't worry too much about that. They want to come right at the hitter. James Anderson, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Chadwick Cameron trying to put out the threat. Sorry, my mistake. The count is actually full. 3-2. Anderson swinging, fouls it off again. And it's Deeks over, and that one is out of his reach, and it bounces off the metal bleachers. And the count holds at 3-2. These fans holding their breath here with every pitch. James Anderson making Chadwick Cameron really work for this second out of the inning. It's fouled off about 3 or 4. 3-2 is the pitch. Here it comes. Strike 3. Anderson puts his head down and walks off. He's caught looking. There's 2 away.
The third baseman, number 17, Brendan Colley.
Anderson decided to let that one go. And it cost him as Cameron gets a key strikeout. 2 down now for Brendan Colley, the final bullet for the Baycats here in the bottom of the 9th. I just saw a little girl run by, and I think she's got 3 baseballs. That's the kind of day it's been for these kids. As this one, first pitch swinging, gets hit deep to left field. And that ball lands fair. Over by the line, picking it up is Jonas Press. Burns in to score easily. That is an RBI double for Brendan Colley. How about that? First pitch swinging. The tying run gets to second base. The Baycats looking to pull off some 9th inning heroics here.
Baycats number 47, Dylan Shepard.
So Burns scores. Colley to second with the RBI double. And with 2 out in the inning, it comes down to Dylan Shepard. What a ball game here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Shepard can tie it with a swing of the bat. He can win it if he can park one over the fence. Let's see what happens here. drama in the bottom of the ninth inning. Checks his swing. It's a strike. He was not able to hold up. 0-1. Brendan Colley at second base. Tying run, 12-11 Thornhill. They do not hold the runner. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Chadwick Cameron 1 strike away from nailing this one down for the Thornhill Reds. The GTBL Thornhill Reds up here to play the Intercounty Baseball League. Barrie Baycats looking to get home with a 12-11 win. Here's the pitch on the ground to second base. Takes a hop. It's gloved by Moran over the first, and it's in time for the out, and the Thornhill Reds hold on. It is a 12-11 barn burner here this afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium in Barrie, and congratulations to the Thornhill Reds on a hard-fought win here tonight in Barrie. What a ball game. Lots of offense from both sides. This one could have gone either way here at Vintage Throne Stadium, but what a way to open up the 2022 season. An exhibition game, mind you, but a chance for both of these clubs to swing the bats, take the field, and in the end, it's the Thornhill Reds coming out on top. A game that featured 5 lead changes, and they hold on by a run with Chadwick Cameron nailing it down in the ninth inning to get the save for the Reds. Final this afternoon, Thornhill 12, Barrie 11. A reminder, opening night, Thursday night here at Vintage Throne Stadium. We hope to see you then when the Toronto Maple Leafs come to town to kick off the 2022 campaign. Thanks for watching today on Baycats TV. I'm Ben Davey. We'll see you next time from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater. Good night, everybody.